Start recording. Okay, recording. All right, here we go. Oh, Georgia's still now.
I'm still
Okay,
here
good.
right now.
Good.
Okay,
I'm
good.
putting Skype because Skype turned on. Okay.
All right.
Oh my god.
All right, so when we last left our adventurers, we had chased Czar. He had fled with his strangely southern demeanor out the secret passageway to the south of this room that we were firing in, where Sluggy had deflected most of the attacks on us. And we had disarmed the ballista, and a kobold had been killed horribly by the ballista. I think that's about it. DMs, does that sound about right?
That sounds pretty close to what I recall.
Yes. So you guys are currently kind of in the southwest corner of Zara's headquarters. You're in his, I guess some of you are currently standing in his war room. Others of you are kind of still standing in the area right beyond that, which is his kind of throne room with a kind of gladiator pit where you fought a drake. There was also his kind of personal quarters off of that you inspected, which included a exploding bed.
Yeah.
That was kind of strange.
You found that. Good job.
I remember.
So it seems like kind of your main options for things you might do next. There is kind of a hole in the wall that used to be a secret passage that I believe Melik shot a ballista at and turned into a not so secret passage and just a gaping hole. There was also another doorway off the throne room which you didn't inspect, and you could also backtrack further, and there were other passageways to other areas of his headquarters. So you've got a variety of options for where you might go next. But you might
after Czar while they're getting good.
I feel like we
chase after
need
Czar while
to
they're
chase
getting
after
us good.
Czar, yeah.
Um,
That's what I think.
Let's do that.
Sure,
Yeah.
let's get him.
Let's get him.
I say,
Is Kay coming back, by the way?
I would assume so. Kay went up to the surface to help out that dude, but in theory, Kay should be coming
Right.
back.
I'm asking the DMs that, at some point,
Yeah.
Kay, it would be nice if Kay came back.
Yeah. So as you guys are thinking about, you're catching your breath, right? You needed to take a couple minutes to heal. You hear the sound of footsteps, and they sound slightly non-goblinoid. And your friend, the druid, Kay, kind of pokes her head into the throne room. And you see, you see Flessa and Rizwin and a drow you met briefly before hanging out there.
Oh, hey guys. This is a lot of carnage.
Yeah, there are a lot of bodies in this room.
yeah,
Kay,
way
that
to
you're
duck
taking
the
in.
gigantic battle, Kay. Nice job.
Wait a minute.
Hey, I was doing the responsible thing and escorting our friend out of the way.
Kay, you do have half a sandwich left that you brought back from the surface.
Ooh.
Woohoo, who wants half a sandwich?
Ooh, ooh.
I want to have a sandwich.
Hmm.
You come
take
bearing
the
half a
fritter
sandwich?
sandwich.
The drow brought
Fritter.
fish.
She did leave with one full sandwich.
Yeah, I'm
but
full
let's
on
not get into
fish.
Details.
Does the sandwich restore a healing surge?
You robbed
Flex on
all the
it.
healing
It-
surge. The sandwich
Steve,
has seen better days.
It's the other kind of sandwich.
The non-healing surge restoring sandwich.
All right.
Yeah.
The How I Met Your Mother kind of sandwich?
Not
So
that
given
kind of
that
Blessa
have
doesn't
we
do
taken
that.
a short rest, I'm basing on your statement that we were healing, that we are taking a short rest. Is
Well,
that
you,
accurate?
it seems like you decided not to immediately plunge in after Czar, so you would probably use that opportunity to give yourself a little chance to recover from your battle.
Meaning
Alright.
we get our encounter powers back. Thank you.
You might want those.
And
And what
what are
happens with
action
our
points?
hit
What did
points?
we?
Good question. That was had a fight there, and you had a fight in the throne room, I think. Don't remember where we were in the overall list of.
I think we get our action points back now.
Yeah, I think just before the last battle we had this same debate, and you guys said we didn't get it. So
Then you get them now.
I'm pretty confident we should get them now.
If only there was some kind of recording I could go and check.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Don't
let
do
me
that.
put it this way.
So will you see
Upon
in 5
checking my
hours?
detailed records, if we said that before, we were wrong. So you get it now. Because you totally shouldn't get it now, and you should have gotten it before.
All right.
But there's no way to check.
Everybody should have an action point. Let's put it that
Yeah,
way.
you all get an action point, and you're super appreciative about it, and aren't going to give us a hard time.
Okay.
This is great.
As been
Awesome.
foretold.
All right.
All right.
And
should-
did we ever have we established that we get bonuses to our healing surges, or is that a no?
I believe Rizwin and has a healing word that she could potentially use. I
I
believe.
don't know if she has one left.
Well, it's an
I
encounter
have
power.
Yeah, she
I
can use it
have
outside of
healing
encounters.
surge.
Right, but then we'd have to wait yet another 5 minutes to chase
That's
it
true.
out.
And also, I believe
Yeah.
your new drow friend
I
is the
have-
name Sindrina. Am I saying it correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfectly.
I
She
believe
has a
you
Drowish
have.
accent, but you can't actually pronounce
Okay.
that.
I'm suppressing my Midwestern accent. I believe that she has some healing powers as well.
Yes, I do. can. I have healing spirit, and I also just have basic healing as well. And I think I have one fish left if anyone else wants it. I have it written down. I don't know. You guys can check if I still have a fish.
I believe you do have a fish left. Also,
So does
Blessa,
anyone wanna-
you took a fish? I don't remember if you ate that fish.
She
I remember
did.
I
you
did.
thought-
I
she-
ate it, and I used the healing surge, so
Okay.
I once again out of healing surge.
Right. So I will.
Who needs
So
the fish?
I'll tell you what. I'm going to eat that fish because I can also transfer my healing surges to others, and so I will go up one healing surge.
That is smart.
I believe.
And I love them fish. Boy, wow.
Just for the halibut.
That was terrifying.
Peter never ate fish in his house, in Mr. Dragonforge's house. So
It's very exotic.
Not even on Fridays.
So Peter eats a fish. Dan, tell him what he won.
You recover, strangely enough, 3 healing surges.
Ooh.
That apparently was the best of the fish.
I love aged fish.
Wow.
Post
That one was like
That's
high
special
sushi grade
tuna.
fish.
Yeah,
post battle
exactly.
fish.
It
Right.
was yes.
Okay.
You could have also eaten dangerous
Okay,
fish, in which case you would lose healing surges.
That so often
Be
happens.
Do not
All
accept
right.
fish from strange drow.
Yes.
So if you have healing surge, like a lot of healing surges left, is there any way I could get you to translate one of those to me? Because I have half of my hit points.
Yes. Come over here, and I will give you a. I can do that.
There are limits on how
great.
often you can do that, so you may want to be strategic about who gets those,
Well,
because it
if-
sounds like both Rizwin
Well,
and
if-
Flessa need some help.
In fact, if
No,
she
I
needs,
don't need healing. I don't actually need healing right now. I'm fine
Okay.
with the hit points department. I just once I'm out of these, I'm done.
I am low on hit points myself. So can I use a healing surge on myself?
Absolutely.
So
No.
Rizwin, if you
No.
come over here, I will do lay on hands. I can do that twice a day. I have not done that yet, and you'll get a healing
I
surge.
believe you did it last session.
All right. So then you can have the last one. Then
I don't know where you are.
I'm in the. Come on over to the room here where Melik is standing on the table and Zar has run away, and there's a ballista that's deactivated.
Melik's dancing
Oh,
on the
I'm
Is
in
there a way to
the.
get
I'll
rid of
come
all
over
the-
here to the doorway where like the slug hung out.
You were underneath that guy.
Yeah,
Whoa!
Somehow Rizwin and Peter keep missing each other.
we're dancing.
Ships in the night.
There you go. I'm giving you a
Do-si-do.
healing surge. There you go.
Aw, thanks. I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
That's
So-
dandy.
So I can go back up to not quite full, but close to full.
All right. So everybody's got
you.
their encounter powers back. People that wanted to spend healing surges have spent them.
Can I spend one?
Yeah.
Okay. And then do I have to roll? Do you roll?
You don't roll. You just get so on your sheet underneath where your hit points are listed.
Yeah.
There could be a section that says surge value,
Okay.
and then you get that many hit points back when you use it.
And
Okay.
you can spend more than one if you.
You
if
can
you
also
need them.
yes, you can spend multiple healing surges at the same time. For each one, you get that surge value of hit points
Oh,
back.
sweet.
And you
Oh.
As
probably
long
have a
as you're
decent
out of
number if you
combat.
haven't used them yet.
No, I have like 9, so okay.
Now's the great time to use them.
I will do that. Okay. 7, and then I get 14, and awesome. Okay, cool.
All right.
Does anyone know how to get rid of all of everyone's face icons on the screen?
Yes. Go to the little gear in the Roll20 thing on the top right side, and then scroll all the way to the bottom where it says Player Avatar Size, and select Names Only.
Perfect. Thank you. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Bahamut
Corporate
blesses
trainer
you.
here.
Oh, I see a screen. Okay, awesome. I was just gonna be running around blind.
All right. So, as Tony said, you guys have a giant gaping hole in the wall where there used to be a secret passage.
We don't like the secrets.
No.
No. Well, let's
Follow that gaping hole in the wall.
Jump in a taxi. Follow that gaping hole in the wall. It's
Well-
not going anywhere.
do we have somebody perceptive who can check and make sure that there's not a trap or something on this thing before we open it up?
Steve, I believe you have a line.
I assume we blew the crap out of it.
Yeah, like we fired.
Okay, let's go then. Boom.
I am highly perceptive, but I also can give +1 perception to somebody else. So.
Everybody,
I can, we'll go ahead and roll, just to roll.
If I think we established that somebody else had an 11 perception, right?
I have
You.
Okay, so you can
I
have
just
a
rolled
12.
I've got a 18, and then
I rolled a 23.
This one has a
Actually,
22 perception.
You get a +1 to that.
Seems that if there were any traps there, they have long since been dispatched by a ballista.
Well, let's run off and see if we can catch this Zarg guy.
so beyond the wall, and it looked like there perhaps at one point was kind of a neat little revolving door thingy, and someone has blown it off its hinges. And beyond that, there's a small space. It's not much bigger than a closet, and there seems to be kind of a hole there and a tunnel that seems to travel below this chamber. And it looks like it generally kind of heads off in the eastern direction. It's dark and unlit. There does not seem to be any. Zard is not sitting right there in the tunnel.
Hello!
While they're looking at that, I'm going to quickly step into his bedroom again, just to make sure he didn't pop up from a floor tile there.
Watch out for the exploding bed.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
the charred remains of bed there. And not much else. Nothing seems to have changed since the last time you looked in there.
Doesn't look like any tapestries were moved or any other pieces of furniture blew up.
No?
Not since you last checked in.
You might want to poke your head out and then in again, really quick.
All right. Okay, how about now?
There's nothing.
Yeah, nothing there. But your friends might think you're going crazy.
Now?
Nope, you're good, Steve.
All right.
You're on
How about
fire now.
But only
Steve,
literally.
Does a Lestrin really have the level of object permanence to make an accurate decision about what is or is not in that room?
You're
Yes,
gonna
he
have to
does. It's
explain what
Plessa
object
that
permanence
doesn't.
means first.
Okay. So, you found a secret tunnel behind a hole in the wall. Steve has spent a lot of time looking in and then out and then in and then out again of a room.
Everything's still there. Every time.
So do we want to go down this tunnel after Zar? Do we want to reconnoiter here, check those tapestries, go back in that one door we didn't go in?
You should
What do you
spend a
think?
lot more time.
Let's go after
I can
Zar.
see if anything's changed in the other room.
All right, I think we should we should go after Zar. Can I light a torch and go down the hole, or can we use Melik's magic lit up orb?
You could
I have
certainly
a
do that.
torch.
Lots
I
of you
have a
have
torch
torches.
that I'm
might probably
already.
You may want to decide who is leading the way.
Ooh.
Not it.
Not me.
Noble Paladin.
I'll do it. Yeah. Follow me,
All right.
everybody.
So Peter Dragonforge will probably want some sort of torch or other.
Yes, I'm gonna light a torch, and there I'm gonna go.
All
I
right.
could make your sword glow if you.
Oh
that would
yeah.
make you feel-
Oh, that's cool. Let's do that.
All right.
That accomplishes mechanically the same thing as having a torch, but it's way cooler.
Also,
is.
it doesn't requires one fewer
Just an
hand.
extra hand for it, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, now I'm totally distracted. Ooh, glowing sword. Pretty.
Don't grab for it.
Yeah.
And down the tunnel, you disappear.
All right, Peter Dragonforge disappears in the tunnel. Who will be second behind him?
I'm tempted because I like that sword, but
I think
I'm-
Rizwin is
I'm
behind.
following.
Rizwin's next. Who follows Rizwin?
I will.
Flessa is next. Who's left?
Melik.
Melik goes next.
I
Followed
guess
by.
I will come.
All right, I'm going to go next so that I can, if necessary, spread my perception bonus across all the characters.
In the tunnel, then out of the tunnel, then in the tunnel, then out of
Steve never changed unless you can get better.
Has anything changed in the room while I was in there?
No, it's. Does Alestrin suffer
Oh my
from some
God.
kind of abandonment, furniture-related issues?
That's why he hates nature so much.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
All right. So you're crawling through a tunnel. Feels like for quite some time. Peter, it's kind of uneven and it's rough. It seems to kind of slope up and then down. and it doesn't always go in quite a straight line. And you've been crawling for probably a good 15 or 20 minutes when it seems to truncate at a hatch above you.
And there's an apple II
Yeah,
displaying 6 numbers.
I know this. Well, how big is this tunnel? Is it really just single file for us to get down there? Yeah.
Single file.
All right. I will. I'd like to check and see if there might be any danger in opening this hatch before I open it. Can I do that?
To do so.
Should I roll perception?
Yeah. Steve?
+1.
Yeah, I got the +1 from Steve in there, so it's an 18.
It seems like, a hatch. Yeah.
Well, then I open it up, and before I do, I tell my guys, here we go.
To be trapped on this side.
I don't know. I open it up and see what happens.
So the hatch opens up into a fairly largish room. It's very distinctly, well, not exactly decorated, but furnished, let's say. There's a large stone slab table that's sort of in the middle of the room. You notice that the floor, which you have just popped out of, slopes gently away from that stone slab table. You also notice there are several shelves, many of which seem to contain urns, small urns. And there's also something peculiar that you notice sort of out of the corner of your eye glinting in that torchlight because the room is otherwise unlit. And it seems like the walls almost look wet.
Oh.
They didn't finish making the cupcakes.
This is some sort of altar room thing.
There appears to be, other than the hatch that you're peeking through, Peter, one obvious exit from this door to the north of the chamber.
Do we have imagery of this, or?
It's all in the theater of your mind.
Okay, good. I like it that way.
My mind is more of a rec room.
You have some disturbing recreational habits.
All right, so we
Peter's basement?
So is everybody coming out?
It sounds like it's actually fairly clean.
Or it's not Peter's basement.
There are no beanbags here.
Oh.
You're currently blocking the hatch.
I move into the room and hope that my compatriots can join me while I look around and try to figure out why the walls are wet and what is this exit?
As you approach the walls to see whether you're wet, you realize that they're not just wet with water. It's kind of looks like a darker, sticky fluid that, as you get really close enough, you realize is also sort of a dark red crimson color.
Yeah.
Where's that door? Where's that door?
Coloring again.
The door is to the north.
Let's
Stay off the slab is what I'm saying.
That's a crime.
Not a bed.
Yeah, I would like to carefully move toward the door as if to exit this room.
All right. So you move up, and the door at the north looks like pretty much just a normal door.
We all head into the room.
Yes, if you'd like to all sort of single file pop into this room, you all get to see the lovely slab and the walls that appear to be bleeding.
I stay away from those.
Guys, I'm going to run back and check on the bedroom.
Okay.
The left one disappears for a second, comes back. It's all good.
Yeah.
Same.
Comes back 40
Is anything
minutes.
different?
Yeah.
Still the same?
Can I roll perception to the new door?
Sure.
It's D20 plus my modifier.
Your perception skill, yep.
18.
With Steve's bonus, a 19, which tells you that this door looks much as many of the other doors that you've encountered in this complex. It's made out of wood. It appears to not really be locked. There is nothing particularly interesting about it.
Do I hear anything on the other side?
You hear some definite, some sounds of movement, and some sounds that weirdly sound a little more like skittering.
Yeah.
Ooh. I mentioned that to the group really softly.
Could our drow listen to see if it's spider-like skittering? I assume you guys know what spider skittering sounds like and can
All right,
distinguish
I'm out.
it.
Wow, that's some profiling.
But it's true. Let's go. 29 plus 1, 30.
Very nice. Yeah, you would say it sounds kind of like spiders, but not like really. There's something a little bit distinct about it. It sounds a little more
Drider?
it sounds a little bit more like tapping than like spider. You would think spiders would be a little quieter.
But definitely, probably
Multi-legged.
Yeah,
Multi-legged.
multi-legged. You're definitely taking around, somewhere between a horse and a centipede.
Well, this is ranger duty. Let's get on it.
Yeah, that sounds like nature to me.
Has
Yeah,
she
unicorn.
the rest of the crew? She told
So
us that.
Yes.
Are the rest of you guys
Awesome.
just hanging out in this?
Oh, I'm
room
tearing
with
open the door. I want it dead, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I want it dead.
Stone
I'm opening the
slab,
door.
Yeah.
stacks of urns, bleeding walls.
We're opening.
I'm
anything
opening
else?
the door.
Opening the door. Yep.
I'm opening the door and I'm readying my bow.
Alestrin and I are both right there at the door, going, "Let's get the hell out of here and kill whatever all these legs are. We're gonna chop those off."
All right. Let's give Dan a second to get that set up.
It sounds nature-based, and I want it dead.
Dan, do you want me to describe the room while you're getting that set up?
I am doing it right now.
So, Alestrin, you pop the door open, and you actually see a room that looks somewhat familiar to you because you've been in it before, so your friends have not. It looks like you've arrived in the kennels where you previously poked your head up.
Oh.
And the kennels is a rather large room that's divided up into several cages. And what seems kind of strange right now is that there seem to be in these cages that you should be able to see in a second. There's several goblins who seem to have put themselves in cages. They're armed with various weapons. And
Now, some of these guys should be gone because they came chasing after us.
They did, yeah. That was taken care of. Don't worry.
Okay.
And
I remember seeing almost exactly this number of guys there before.
you saw
How do
three.
you know the difference? Do you really know goblins that well?
Oh, wow.
He can count.
Alestrin,
I'm judging. I am
Alestrin,
judging.
these goblins look different. And in fact, there's significantly more of them than what you saw last time. Now, the other thing, Alestrin, I don't know if you got a glimpse of these before, but there are several skittering around this room.
Down the tunnel.
Yeah. And when you were looking in, they were in a cage. They are no longer in the cage. What's in this room, which, roughly face to face with Alestrin, is two very large scorpions. And when I say large, I don't mean like the size of your head. I mean like bigger than a really big dog. These are rather large scorpions. They're kind of purple. They have big claws that they're kind of snapping, and in fact, they seem to kind of spark with electricity as they snap their claws.
Let's kill them.
They don't seem friendly.
They seem not friendly.
Less than friendly, we'll say.
Pop that sea slug out there. Let's start shooting.
Here's my little sluggy. Nice.
Can everyone see the map okay at this point?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So
Good deal.
the chamber that we've drawn there, it's actually a little bit bigger than that. But you see where the doorway is. You can see the walls of the various cages, and the goblins and the two rather large scorpions in there, right?
Yeah.
Yikes.
There's the option of going back, I guess. For you guys, I'm staying and killing these things. but
Retreat is always an option. You guys could just close this door.
It'll just take you back to where.
We
Yeah,
should
but
have brought that
Alestrin-
ballista.
Alestrin is my source of s'mores. I'm not leaving this.
All right.
Yeah, so now, as several of you have started to do already, now might be a good time to roll initiative.
Alestrin, you could also determine with a nature check that scorpions are a key ingredient in s'mores.
Ew.
I mean, when you fail a nature check is what we're saying.
Alestrin
That's
s'mores
Well, hang on, let me
are
roll for that.
an acquired taste.
It's a 27.
You could make it work. You'd need the right spices.
Scorpion
Spices get fixated.
s'mores. S'mores.
Ooh.
Ugh.
I'd try it.
It'd be green.
Extra
I
protein.
think everybody has rolled initiative. Let me.
Did the bad guys roll initiative? That would be
Bad
really
guys.
like a tactical error on their part if they did not.
Bad guys did indeed roll initiative and are in the order.
Good choice, bad guys.
They win this time.
So the goblins, it's a little strange that they're hanging out in the cages, but they seem excited by the potential of watching these scorpions tear you guys into pieces.
Wow. Okay, how does Melik come before Flessa in the initiative order?
And Flessa, what is your dexterity? It's probably higher than Melik's, right?
It's ridiculous.
There you
It's
go.
20.
Fixed. You guys tied, so it comes down.
Okay.
I think that roll 20 can't deal with ties.
Gotcha.
You guys are tied. You could always, you can easily flip order if there's some tactical
Sorry to go
advantage.
all rules lawyer. I was just curious.
Jeez, Erica. Jeez, take it down a notch.
Man,
Why do you
Canadian-
always have to be such a rules lawyer?
Canadian rules lawyer just sounds like a normal person.
Yeah. Which, yeah. Okay.
She's already apologizing for stuff. That's very Canadian.
There you go.
All right, so I believe we kick off with Kay.
And K is
Every
muted.
combat begins with K.
Yes. All right. So let's see. I'm hanging out in the room here. I think I'm actually going to defer my turn until after Rizman.
To clarify, as Tony said, the room that you guys are standing in right now is larger than the map reflects. So
Yeah.
There's plenty of room in there, especially if you don't mind sidling up to some blood-soaked walls.
Ooh, blood-soaked walls. Well, it's more. I don't know
She's a druid.
how many
That's like
people I
home.
can see from here.
you could probably see at least one. I would say you might be able to see a little bit of each of the scorpions, but they might have some cover based on the corner positions.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to defer my turn until after Rizwan, just so
A bold choice.
we have some
All right,
time.
Rizwin.
I'm gonna sacred flame that scorpion.
All right, so I think the one on the left you can see. The one on the right's a little tricky to see because there are these two walled cages or like bars and stuff on the left and right side. So you might have an extra hard time trying to shoot through those. So I'm
You
going to
may
say
or may not want to get into that chamber. I'm not sure.
I'm not going into that chamber. I rolled an 11. The first is reflex, which is probably not going to actually hit anything.
That will not hit a scorpion.
Okay. I am going to choose, let's see, this also calls out to my combat, one of my comrades to be able to get 2 temporary hit points, and I'm going to give those to Peter because why not?
And so you do.
Because he's not there.
Oh,
No, he's right.
when Peter comes back, we need to make sure he knows he has 2
Oh,
temporary
the
hit
paladin
points.
ducked out on us. What a scumbag.
I know, seriously.
Right when we need him the most.
Yeah.
All right. Kay, how long are you deferring? Are you going to keep holding off?
I think I'm good. Which scorpion can I see without cover?
So the one on the right is really hard to target. The one on the left is the only one that you can actually see, and you may still have a hard time hitting.
Yeah, I'd say he has some cover from that doorway.
All right.
You guys would have a much easier time if you went into this room that I spent a lot of time making. But no,
You know
let's do
what?
another fight where we just hang out in doorways.
I'm not a close person. I'm going to cast Grasping Tide here. That's going to hit both scorpions because it's a burst one.
Mm-hmm.
And
I believe if you're doing a burst 1 there, they won't have cover, right? Because you can
Correct.
put
Yeah.
the burst right there and then it'll hit both of them. I like it.
cool. All right. So I'm going to roll +7. And
Go
Who are you going to target first, left or right?
left guy.
Sounds great.
24
Versus,
versus Fortitude.
that'll hit a scorpion.
The right one was only 12, which I'm guessing will not.
That will not hit a scorpion.
That's okay. The left scorpion gets 7 damage.
All right.
And if he leaves that burst 1 area, I can make a secondary attack against him.
Okay. I'm not sure how much he can reason with that since he's just a scorpion, but he'll keep that in mind.
Just a scorpion? How dare you?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right. So we are on to the goblins. So several of these goblins can't probably see you from where you are now, but at least this guy up at the top here is going to he seems to want to keep a little bit of a distance from the scorpions himself, but he can get into position enough to at least shoot at Peter, who is standing in front. So he raises a short bow and fires off around 20 versus AC.
Nope.
It rebounds off Peter's armor. Of the rest of these guys, let's see. I think this guy on the left here can peek out and shoot, but Peter will have some cover against that, so he'll take a penalty to try and hit him. That will be a 19 versus AC, which, as we've learned, will not hit. The rest of the goblins seem to be sort of like moving around, trying to line up shots, but having trouble getting a glimpse around that corner right now.
Are they all armed with this sort of the same stuff?
Yeah, stuff you've seen before: short bows, short swords on their belts, pretty crude weapons in general. Let's move on.
The finest in goblin weaponsmithing.
Which is to say, crap. Olestrin, you're up.
Woohoo! All right, is there room for me in this room to step back here, say?
You could stand on the slab if you're there.
Is that where the slab is?
Yeah.
Let's not do that then.
You know where there's plenty of room? In this kennel.
Yeah.
So Dan, should my next map be all doorways or no doorways?
I think it's just one big room.
I think double doors is the answer here.
It's just an open floor plan for the next dungeon.
Very modern.
Always right in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
They don't go anywhere.
Door into a pit.
We're hoping for an open kitchen.
Pillars, just pillars, because I love to tap those pillars.
It's Dungeon Hunters International.
Can I pop around the edge of the door and take a shot at anybody?
You're going to need a little more room, probably, because the only guy, if you're standing sort of on that side of the door, the only person that you won't really have a shot because this guy's got the cages in between them. Might get a shot on this guy if you were standing a little farther back.
Or if you want to stand in the same square as Peter, you could squeeze, but then you take a -2 penalty to be able to attack.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. All right, fine. I'm going to step into the room. Happy
I don't
Tony.
even-
Oh,
I
into
don't
the
even-
flame!
I don't even know why I bother designing kennels. We spend all our battles in the kitchen anyway.
What is this on the left here? Is this like a sack of grain or what?
That is clearly some kind of stool that a goblin
Oh, I
would
thought
sit
it was a
on.
crate.
Yeah, it's like a crate. It's a makeshift stool.
Oh, that kind of stool. Okay, I feel better.
Oh, this is the kennels.
Oh, Steve.
There's plenty of the other kind in the
All
kennel
right.
section.
Olestrin has taken the brave move of being the first adventurer across the threshold.
What an idiot! But he doesn't
Will,
like me.
will he be the first to die, or will he watch Peter
I
get
feel like
killed?
someone should have carried him across the threshold.
So, Olestrin,
Most
You-
displeased with these scorpion dudes.
do you have a standard action that you're gonna rock out for us?
I do, but first I'm going to use a minor action, and I'm going to make this guy right here my quarry.
That is
Nice.
amazing.
Think about that. Turning over a new leaf.
Without
going into
even-
rooms,
without even being
this guy's my
told.
quarry.
All right, let's mark him
I am
as...
going to unleash 2 arrows using my twin strike upon that same guy. Oh yeah, and I got some sort of magic item last time that gives me extra stuff. I gotta make sure I remember what that is.
I believe you found some bracers of archery underneath the Tsar's bed.
+2 to damage from bows.
Well, underneath
Only
what
'cause
used
we-
to be Czar's bed.
Only because we
The daily minor that ignores cover. Okay.
He's going to be really upset when he found out what we did to his bed.
I don't think he used it a lot. He seemed like he had some sleep issues.
Pretty sure he did that himself to his bed. So
All right. So here's my first shot.
Olestrin takes, he takes a couple beats to really line things up,
That is a
and he
13.
rolls a 5. Which his modifier is 13 versus AC, I'm assuming.
That is correct.
It clatters off the carapace of the scorpion.
All right. I have a second arrow though, so here comes. That's a 26.
That plunges into the carapace of the scorpion.
You ever heard a scorpion scream?
Yeah.
Nope.
Not pleasant.
I have most of their albums. It's not that bad.
Thank you.
a lot of whistling.
And I rolled a 1 for the damage roll. But with the bonus, it's a 3.
And I believe you do some quarry damage.
And I do some quarry damage.
Also +1 to perception.
Oh,
There's another 1.
Thank God you remember that quarry damage.
Is your quarry damage only 1d6? It's not 2d something?
It's 1d6 when I'm this
now.
level.
Okay.
I would have to be over 10th level, which will happen sometime in 2043.
At the rate you guys are going, Steve, could you do some math and tell me what those numbers added together is?
4.
All right, Dan, 4 damage on that scorpion.
Noted.
All right. So you've moved, you've standarded. You could do a minor action. For example, you could close that door behind you
I did
now.
a minor action. That was my quarry.
Oh, that was your quarry. Okay.
So I've done everything I can do.
All
All
right.
right.
And it
Let's
was
move on to
pretend.
Flessa.
Anybody wants to come step in front of me, feel free.
Yeah, I like s'mores a lot. I don't know that much. Hmm. I don't know that I can get anywhere that I'd be able to see well enough. I don't know how big that room actually is. You said it was bigger than it shows on the map.
The room you're currently in, so this
tiny.
tiny closet. Yeah.
Some of you could defer because I will almost certainly step into the room, and you could take my spot.
I think I will probably just, unless moving from, I don't know exactly how much. If I move to here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I see that scorpion on the left there from way back here?
Somebody could also cruise back through the tunnel and pop up.
He's gonna have some
behind
cover.
the cage there.
That scorpion
well,
will have cover.
I will give it a try, and just I flourish at him from way back here just to see.
Is that within range of your dagger?
Come in the
It is
room.
exactly
Tunnel's fine.
within the range of my dagger.
Excellent.
Yep. However, 15. And
Especially with the cover, you're trying to get it around the corner, and it kind of gets, it does not hit the scorpion, and it kind of goes probably a lot closer to Alestrin's ear than he would like.
Sorry.
He's got 2 ears though, so
Yeah, he's an elf. They're pretty big.
They're big and
prominent.
pointy. It's hard
yeah,
to
they're
miss.
prominent.
Yep.
So,
All right. Well, there's one dagger thrown, and I will just be done.
do you want to do anything as a minor? You're set.
No, I am set.
All right. It is our Master of the Arcane, Melik, next.
Hello.
Hello, Melik.
I had a plan. Remember what it was? I had it all lined up. It was going to be great. Ah, yes. The charm of misplaced wrath. On this guy here.
I feel like I prefer the term of displaced wrath versus just Melik is really angry at someone else.
Melik, where are you doing that from in that room?
I think
Or are you going to move?
standing on top of him.
Or are you
I'm
going to
right
move
here.
into the kennel? Oh,
Can't I see him from here? He's right there.
I just Melik as a point of order, I'll also say one of these goblins is in the room with the scorpions, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if a goblin, or is he a goblin?
Sure.
I wonder if that guy attacked one of the scorpions, if he might get with misplaced wrath, if he might draw one of the scorpions toward him, and give us a little more
Well,
time.
I was going to move the scorpion towards the goblin and attack the goblin with the scorpion.
Oh,
but you know so much about magical orbs and
I don't know that.
charms.
I love the goblin being involved, is what I'm saying.
don't rule out Melik. Keep your options open. You could also have the scorpion attack Alestrin. There's a lot of options here.
That doesn't sound like
Or you could target Alestrin with the charm of misplaced wrath and have him run into
I'm just saying, Melik, maybe you kill your friends and rule a new scorpion-based empire here in the
I don't know
Undermine.
how to do that one. I don't have a charm of attacking the person you want to attack. It has to be misplaced.
You know,
the charm of placed wrath is way higher level.
Yeah. Melik, charm for the job you want, not the job you have.
I'm going to roll a die to attack this scorpion.
That's great, because I've made your turn way too long.
I rolled a 23 versus will.
It turns out that scorpions that you keep in cages in Czar's kennel have extremely low will compared to 23. You have no trouble charming that already somewhat bruised scorpion.
Then I will start by sliding him up to 3 squares.
Okay.
Where would you like?
Straight back to here.
All right. So the scorpion suddenly is flung across the kennel, or perhaps he moves under a compulsion across the kennel.
Next, he is dazed until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
And now he makes a basic attack against a creature of my choice as a free action. I choose this goblin.
Oh, whoop, sorry. Hold on. Oh, I ruined everything.
He gets +2 to damage.
Ah, crap, Dan. I keep clicking on him. And
I got it. It's all good.
All right. So, Dan, would you roll a claw attack against that goblin?
Looks like you did.
I think
That's sting. Sorry.
it's sting. Okay.
Should be a claw.
All right. What's the bonus? Is it to damage?
But just to damage, yeah.
Well,
+2 to damage.
14 versus AC, which I think is a little shy of a goblin's AC.
Oh.
Yeah. Just barely.
Oh well.
But he is dazed.
Yeah. So that's That scorpion is dazed until the end of my next turn.
And that
Aha!
goblin is extremely surprised. Not extremely surprised. I mean, these are wild scorpions to a certain extent, so he is a little startled that the scorpion has turned on him.
So what is this guy's deal? Is he so disliked by his comrades that they have left him out there in the middle of the room?
They locked him out.
Wow.
There's
Is
an
this the
important thing
manager?
about goblin hierarchy. There's always a lesser goblin.
Until he gets killed by a
goblins-
scorpion.
Yeah, then
roll down.
there'll be an ex-goblin. Yeah.
That is the end of Melik's turn. I choose
That
to
should be
stay
the one we keep alive
outside this
What
room.
his backstory is. I'm sure it's a good one.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear
Each
it.
of these goblins has a unique backstory. I've written up CVs for all of them. They all have unique hopes and dreams, and you're about to end them all because you guys murder people.
Yep.
We murder them kindly. They're in distress.
Kill them with kindness or arrows, which
they're
is more
caged.
plentiful.
Those
Poor
poor
daggers.
fellows.
I believe it is our friend the Drow Sandrinia next.
I am going to send Slimy. To fight.
Send out the slug.
Sluggy.
Okay, I send Slimy out to do a stalker strike against the scorpion, his scorpion friend over here. So Slimy attacks. +6 versus fortitude. Wait a second. D20. +6. Is that the way that it goes?
Yeah.
I didn't see anything. Let me try that again. Did I do that wrong? 6. Oh!
Oh, fail.
Whoa.
That is a one.
Slimy slipped. I'm sorry.
Slugs, he
Makes
has some
mistakes
time getting
sometimes.
out there.
It's hard to attack with the eye stalks. That's the thing, you know?
True. Not everything's going to be a winner.
Yes, and I'm going to use a minor action. I'm going to turn around just to make sure that there's no one that's coming up from us in the blood room.
Okay, so you're gonna check the hatch. It looks like all quiet on the southern hatch.
Okay, I'm going to close the hatch.
That's how you can do that. Yep. The
Okay,
hatch clunks closed.
quietly.
Okay.
There.
There does not appear to be a locking mechanism or anything on the hatch. Probably if there was a locking mechanism, it might have been used against you, but it wasn't. So it's just a
You
simple
might be able
hatch.
to drag something over it, but
Yeah.
that would be...
I'm not touching the altar, but I'll stick some coins on top of the hatch just so that I'll hear that if it opens.
as like an offering.
Yeah.
No.
To the gods of hatches?
As an alarm. I like that.
Oh yeah, Hatchator, the god of hatches. No, he does not. He does not get enough attention in the D&D lore.
Also Richard Hatch.
Richard Hatch. Oh yeah, he's scary. He's scary, but he'd be naked attacking us, so we wouldn't have to worry. There'd be no weapons.
I was hoping it was the Richard Hatch from Battlestar Galactica.
Galactica. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So many
What's wrong
Richard
with-
Hatch options.
Sorry.
So many Hatch jokes. So little time. All right, Sandrina, are you doing anything else?
Sometimes you guys make me sad.
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Creator of the Dragonforges.
All right, I'm moving out here,
turn.
and I'm going to attack the scorpion with my virtuous strike.
Which scorpion are you attacking? Because that one's around a corner from you.
Can I not? He's diagonal, though. Can I not just poke around there?
There's
and-
it's like there's a wall.
Bars.
But it's diagonal.
Pretty
I go through the
sneaky,
diagonal part.
All right, I'll
You forgot you rolled a paladin, not a bishop.
Yeah, you have to move
Pretty close to this.
over to.
Forwards and sideways. You're a rook.
I'll appeal to my co-DM. Co-DM gives you the thumbs down. Sorry.
How can I attack
Corner,
this
it's
guy?
awkward because there's a slug in your way, man. You have to
He's
step on
spiritual.
the
He's not
sluggy.
really there.
You could attack
No
a
corporeal body, really.
goblin with a ranged attack instead.
I cannot
You
do
could move
ranged.
through the slug. You could.
No,
move
I
through
mean
the
you
slug.
could walk over to the goblin and
Yeah.
You're all good there. There's nothing blocking you there.
And then you
Of
can
course.
attack the scorpion.
Of course, that scorpion might snap at you as you go past him to get up.
Well,
to
then
the
I don't want to.
space.
But it was a diagonal. Oh, this is so difficult. Are they? What about
Light
this?
is
take up to your left and attack that
Can you go
goblin
like
that's behind
around?
bars.
Yeah, go around and face towards the scorpion.
So,
and then
am I
attack
gonna?
him, right?
Are there going to be
Yes.
opportunity attacks on me if I go past the goblins who are in the cages?
I'm gonna say that they've got. If they had daggers out, they would totally stab at you. But they've got their little bow and arrows out, and they're not really prepared for you to run past. So you can do that. And I don't want to talk about diagonal movement anymore.
All right. I would like to castle to the queen's side.
Oh
I'm
man, if you ask to castle again, I'm gonna come over.
okay.
there.
So I'm gonna.
All right.
I'm gonna
So
go.
Peter Dragonforge bolts across the battlefield, dodging around slugs, past goblins hiding behind bars, and takes up position, basically setting himself to be flanked by a goblin and a scorpion. But he feels okay about it.
Okay, maybe over there then. And I'm gonna attack. I moved here, and then I moved back, and then I moved here, and then I moved back.
Okay, the part of Illustrian will be played by Peter Dragonforge.
Use them all up, man.
I am going to attack the goblin with my virtuous. Actually, you know what?
I don't know.
I am gonna
No.
use. I'm gonna use my unused daily power, the majestic
On a
halo.
gob?
Yep,
Boy, I'm
For reals?
excited.
and it's a
What's it
13.
do? Well, what is it? Can you explain to us what your daily power does?
It shines with divine radiance that sears my enemies as I attack and commands that they respect me and Bahamut.
Wow.
But then you rolled a 13.
Yeah.
Does it do anything on a half damage or anything?
It
You
does.
don't hit. Woohoo!
All right. So, and who is that target? Just the
Goblin, and it does 6 damage.
Oh, roll 20 is totally screwing us today. You guys did something during that hour that we were off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally.
I'm very upset at all the
Glad
20s.
they changed us to Google Plus.
So you that does half damage. So I think that misses a goblin, and that will do what, half damage?
Half damage, so 6 damage to the goblin. And is the effect, if I miss, do I get the effect? Or do I not?
Well, what's the effect?
Divine Sanction is everybody loves to attack me. I think not.
Yes, that the effect always happens.
Oh,
even
okay.
On this.
Okay, so
any enemy that starts its turn adjacent.
So during this encounter, any enemy adjacent to me is subject to my divine sanction and will take a damage penalty if they do not attack me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thumbs
And that's
up
it.
from here.
That's it for Peter for now.
All right. So yeah, that guy, you sort of slam into that guy, and he looks like you rung his bell, but it doesn't seem as though necessarily it did any damage to him. He appears to be significantly bloodied, but not dead.
Oh, he's bloodied.
In a manner of speaking, yes, he seems to have blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Significantly
Where's his red dot?
bloodied, but not but not bloodied. Okay.
You want a red dot? There's your red dot.
All right. All right.
That's better.
Progress. Okay. That's it for Peter Dragonforge.
Wait, it's gone.
Uh-oh. We lost. Oh, so the scorpions are up. Well, one scorpion is directly next to a goblin friend, but I think he's a little more interested in coming after Peter
But he's
Dragonforge.
right there. He's right there, and he just attacked him once. Come on.
But he's also dazed, which limits his.
This is his
options.
captor. His captor. He wants to
If
attack
he's
his
dazed,
captor.
Why would he come at Peter?
Yes, the scorpion seems to consider his options and looking back and forth between
It
the.
smells the blood of goblin.
Eh?
Does glowing sword make any difference at all? Are you afraid of glowing swords?
Oh, fire.
And so he decides that he will attempt, and being dazed and somewhat confused, he claws at his goblin friend there.
Yeah.
19 versus AC. The goblin.
Way to beg for it.
A scorpion murders and just starts contentedly eating on that goblin, feasting on it.
I'm chalking this one up to Melik.
Peter
Yep.
gets nothing for that win.
That's fine.
And there is another scorpion who seems to be next to a slug. What happened to you, man?
Slimy
Classic
surprise.
battle of scorpion versus slug. Without it.
That was the best sci-fi movie ever.
National
Giant
Geographic.
scorpion
has that.
versus slimy slug.
Spirit slug.
So, there's a scorpion. He attacks a slug. What happens, you may ask?
So he's
Oh,
gonna.
what happens?
He will claw at the slug. 18 versus AC on Slimy.
I believe he shares your AC, correct?
Yes, my AC is 15.
He does 6 damage.
Yeah. Now I forget Slimy, as we may recall from last time, is pretty tough, and is only phased if he does if he takes how much damage?
I want to say 9.
Half
11?
of my damage. I think it's 11, or it's half of my hit points.
I think it's 11.
2. I think it's 11. I have it written down.
So that did not happen.
Woo, slimy. Woo.
Now here's a question. It does attempt to grab at Slimy. Can a spirit slug be grabbed by a Stormclaw Scorpion? My theology has not prepared me for this situation.
I do not think that they can be.
It's intangible.
Okay.
I don't think they can take ongoing damage.
So the scorpion is kind of like tearing at Slimy, but it turns out when you're a spectral
Well, he
sea
certainly
slug,
can't take 5 ongoing damage because that's
it's hard.
So
Yeah, it's hard to get purchase. So, things aren't great for Slimy, but he seems to be hanging in there. So I think that's both scorpions, right?
Indeed.
I think we're back around to the top, right?
Yes, Rizwin. Rizwin, your friends have charged headlong into the kennels.
Isn't it technically Kay's turn?
No, she has moved at a different time, so she shifts in the order.
I deferred.
Okay. All right. So these over here, these are like bars, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll move into the room. I'm going to do a Sacred Flame at this guy because I can't do a melee attack since he's behind bars.
You could probably do a melee attack. It would just be hard. And I would say, Dan, what would you say if you're doing a ranged attack, but you're standing right next to the bars?
Don't do that.
He might take a shot at you with a bow because at point blank range, if you're standing right there, he could, draw. He basically consider what they're doing is like they're shooting through bars. It's kind of like an arrow slit situation. So it's a lot easier for them to do that.
Does my hammer even fit through the bars?
Oh, if you turn it sideways.
Yeah. This is not. These bars are. This is the finest in Goblin engineering, which is to say, this place could fall down at any second. So
remember that roof from before?
So Dan, do you think those bars provide any cover against a hammer, or?
I would say there's some because it's awkward for you to get it through the bars.
So partial cover?
Yeah, they're gonna get a little bit of a bonus, but you can still swing at them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I cast Solinnor's Hammer, and I'm going to try to smack them, and that didn't work very well. So I will slink back and sit here and twiddle my thumbs.
The bars interfere with a little bit. You can't get quite as good a swing as you want to out of it.
Okay.
Not thrilled
so
about
that
this new
was...
situation.
No. Okay. I will. I will cast Favor of the Gods on Peter because he might need it. That's as my minor.
Peter prefers it when you say favor of the god, because as far as he's concerned,
Sorry.
there's only one.
Favor of the God.
Favor of Bahamut. Yay.
So Peter, the next time any target, or next time you miss with an attack roll, you can re-roll that attack roll.
Awesome.
And I'm done.
All right, let's move on to Kay.
Alrighty. Let's see. I'm gonna move into the room since I'm kind of tired of being next to all the blood. It's a little creepy. Is that a chair? Can
Just
I
stand on that chair.
Totally. You, as a level 2 adventurer, you're qualified to stand on a chair.
Woohoo!
You just stepped in the stool.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna stand on that chair, and I am going to call forth the spirit pack on these goblins right here. So it's a burst 5, and I'm going to hit the goblin immediately in front of me, right here, and the one immediately behind him.
All right.
And let's see, that's versus reflex. So goblin nearest to me first.
Now, where is this burst? Is this a burst centered on you?
It's a close burst 5, yeah.
Okay.
It hits one or two creatures. My choosing.
All right, so that'll ignore cover because it kind of zips through. It's not like you're actually punching through there.
Yeah. So first goblin, 26.
And this is versus AC reflex?
No, reflex.
All right, yeah, that'll nail a goblin.
The second one is 9.
That will not hit a goblin.
I'm guessing that. That's all right. So that goblin. 6 plus 5. That goblin will take 9 damage, and he is knocked prone.
That goblin is not only knocked prone, he's dead.
Woohoo!
So what happens? Do like spirit go like wolves like eat him or something?
Yeah, spectral wolves leap forth to knock your enemies down.
That guy, I'm gonna feel fairly confident saying that goblin did not see that coming.
Well, he is a warden in the little zoo here, so perhaps he has been afraid that an animal would get him, but he didn't think it would be ghost
at any
wolves.
moment.
Well, if that guy had read his fortune cookie last night, he might have,
Maybe not come into work today.
One should always check every corner of the room for ghost wolves.
Yes.
It's common sense.
I'm gonna take an action point. We have an action point, right?
Yes,
Yep.
you do.
All right. I'm gonna take an action point. And I'm going to let's see. I'm going to drop Grasping Tide right here. Oops, right there. So that it hits those two goblins right there.
All right.
And so goblin number 1, 23 versus Fortitude.
Yep.
Goblin number 2, 15 versus Fortitude.
Versus Fortitude. That will hit a goblin's Fortitude.
Woohoo! They both take 7 damage. And if they move, oh wait, are they both going to die?
Oh yeah, they're both dead.
Woohoo!
Your grasping tide slam them against the bars.
Bad day
Success.
for goblin kennelers.
I'm done.
Those guys had a great plan of hiding in this cage for protection. Instead, they just got murdered in a cage.
Instead, it was their undoing.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
All right.
Poisonous scorpions out here, folks. Don't worry about these stupid goblins.
But now it's the stupid goblin's turn.
It is. And the stupid goblins now have everything is coming up stupid goblin as they now have targets they can shoot at. So this guy will skitter over here. One of them will take a shot at Peter. One of them will take a shot at Rizwin. So goblin number 1 will shoot at Peter with his short bow. 15 versus AC.
Nope.
Goblin number 2 will shoot at Rizwin. 13 versus AC. It's hard to shoot through bars. I'm just saying.
Nope.
It really shouldn't be, but it was not covered in these guys' training.
Yeah. They're starting to realize that they're locked in, and they really aren't thrilled about that. They did not read the instruction booklets for the cages. I believe those are the only 2 goblins left standing, so we move on to Olestrin.
Alrighty then. I'm going to step back into the other room with the rest of the cowards.
Just to check and make sure nothing's changed.
Yeah, everything looks good. Nothing's changed. All right.
It's nice in here. I mean, except for the blood on the walls.
Yeah, well.
It's not blood on the walls, just so we're clear. The walls are bleeding actively.
Yeah. There are some quality urns, and then, a really nice IKEA slab.
It's spelled slab with like an A with
all over the top. Slorn. Yeah.
All right, and I am going to take aim at the guy who is still my quarry, this other scorpion in the back corner there.
Yep.
And I am going to rock him like a hurricane with my twin strike.
Olestrin says, "Here I am!"
See, a twin strike makes me think more of a Hanson reference is appropriate.
Oh.
They're triplets.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, man. You
All
gotta
right,
get the Wilson references out.
Tell me more about this twin strike, especially in terms of numbers.
Well, that one does a 14.
And now, is this on the
Versus
top
AC.
scorpion up there?
That is the top scorpion.
I believe that scorpion is still dazed because we have not yet gotten around to Monty's next turn. Melik dazed him on his last turn. So you would get a bonus to hitting him because he's a little rattled.
So that's a hit,
Okay.
I believe, right?
I would agree.
Excellent.
And he's your quarry.
Case, yes, he is. Thanks for reminding me.
It's a twin strike, though, so you get
That's a feature that we provide.
you get to do the second strike, right?
Yes, after I'm going to roll the damage for the first one, though. Which is 12.
Hey, look, you learned how to roll really good numbers now.
All right.
Sort of. There's
So
still
the
a
quarry,
two in
too.
there.
That
Nice.
scorpion seems to be pretty bloody.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
There's all kinds of sticky stuff oozing out of his chitin.
Icker.
Icker, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, wow. Am I allowed to say Icker and chitin in the same sentence? I don't know what the,
Only if you round it off with carapace.
the D&D speed limits are.
I thought it was chitin. Is it?
No.
I believe it's
Only
chitin.
according to John Pertwee as the third Doctor.
Yes.
What about chitinous?
Mispronunciation.
I would pronounce
Chitinous.
it chitinous, but I have no idea if I'm right. I'm just a guy who
You
reads
are right.
D&D
As
books.
in, go fly a chitinous.
Yeah,
I thought it was
I-
Crichton.
Oh, Dan.
Only in Red Dwarf.
I defer to
This D&D game has gotten awfully geeky in the last
Erica's
couple of
Erica's Doctor Who knowledge.
All right, so the second
Yeah,
shot hit
bird.
him too, and it did 5 damage.
All right. That scorpion's still standing, but has seen better days.
Nice.
Back on its
Tuesday.
scorpion farm when it was a child.
And I am done.
Flessa.
All right. I'm going to go up to here. Careful not to step in the threatened square. Wouldn't want to step there.
Yep.
And get whacked by a scorpion. And from here, I'm going to attack the dazed scorpion because I've got
Ah,
advantage
yes.
with a sly flourish with sneak attack. So that would be a 33.
That's a crit.
That's a critical.
It was a crit, so
Oh yeah, hooray!
I would assume that scorpion is.
That's
an
27
ex-scorpion.
damage, folks.
That scorpion is no more.
You throw your dagger and it catches it like it just kind of bisects the stinger from the rest of the scorpion, and the scorpion just kind of flips upside down with its little legs sticking in the
For
air.
a second, I thought you said it bisects the singer, and I was going to be like, oh, Klaus Meine, no!
Oh no!
So a scorpion dies with a dagger. It sort of flips on its back. Its little scorpion legs twitching.
That scorpion just
I
wanted to
heard that.
run free.
I heard that Winds of Change song one too many times.
How about a haunting whistle solo?
Yeah, exactly. I cut it short.
All right. Plus, anything else? You have to smash the scorpion.
I feel like that's enough.
You did your job well done. Job well done. Melek?
I will move into the room.
Courageous.
Now that there's only a
Yeah.
scorpion left in it.
Now that Kay has killed like 6 goblins and Lessa killed a scorpion, it's safe to get in.
That's kind of their job. Can I at least see this surviving scorpion over here?
I'd say you can see him through some bars. Yeah.
Great. Magic missile. Pew pew.
Pew pew. Zips up.
Take 5. No roll to hit.
All right, Dan, you want to note that?
Indeed, noted. For the
Anything-
record.
Anything else?
No, that's fine. It's
Okay.
a bolt of pure energy formed out of the ether by magic.
Yeah, we get it. You do it all the time, so it kind of loses its effect. But if you started reminding us that it's a bolt of pure energy made by ether, maybe that would add to the mystique.
it's coming
okay.
from Captain Zip Zop over there.
I believe we are on to our friend Sandrina.
Okay, I'm going to have Slimy move over here.
Oh no, he's blocking us.
Is he blocking you? I mean, to move him. I can move him over here if you'd rather.
I want him between me and the scorpion.
You liked him before. Well, I have to. Okay, fair enough. I'll leave Slimy over there. Okay.
Yay!
Hooray.
Adjacent. Does it have to be exactly the next square?
Jason, is any square next to you?
Has slug mail, just so
Next
you
to
know.
me or next to an ally adjacent to the target can make a melee attack against it as a free action. That would have to be anyone that's touching the scorpion,
Yeah,
and that's
which
only me.
currently,
No one.
Nobody.
yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, he's just gonna. I say slimy attack, and he is going to do a stalker's strike. Let's do +6 versus fortitude.
That looks pretty good. Yeah, 17 versus fortitude on a scorpion.
Awesome.
That scorpion had so much to talk to you guys about. You know, like you never got to find out what the deal is with the lightning it was crackling with.
I mean, you haven't yet found that out. It only took, what, 6 damage?
6 damage.
That scorpion is
Oh.
still not bloodied, my friend.
Oh.
All right.
It has time to discuss.
He
if
wants to
you'd
run
perhaps
free
like
on
to be a scorpion.
a free range scorpion farm.
Who's got a giant bottle of tequila?
And I will move into the room.
Courageous.
Probably Alestrin.
Currently, Alestrin is the only one left alone in the room with the bleeding walls. There's some great
Cinderella's still in
urns
there.
in there. Nope, she's moving in, right?
What?
Yeah. I'm moving in.
Ooh,
Just you and a bunch
sure
of
I don't have a
urns.
bleeding wall room anymore.
This is adjacent to a scorpion, though, so.
It's a pretty great. You could move. Yeah, you could redecorate a little bit, Olestrin.
I might.
Put up some curtains, some tapestries.
Yeah,
I'll have to go
check
back in
out-
the other room and see if those other ones are still there.
I bet if it's Czar, he knows a great tapester.
All those urns are probably empty and not full of,
Organs.
horrifying things.
We could make some great blood pudding.
All right, Sandrina, did you pick which square you wanted to end in?
I'll be right here. Wait a second, so that if someone wants to come in, they can come in.
So you're
still going to stay in the
wall room.
Okay.
Well, I can't get out because everyone else is in front of me.
You can walk through them.
you can
They're
walk through them.
friends. They will step aside and allow you to walk past.
I'm good.
All right, fair enough.
Let me think about that. No.
Peter
Yeah.
Dragonforge.
So can I go over to these goblins over here and attack them with my
Yeah.
with my sword through the bars?
Yeah, I think we've discussed that you're going to have a bit of a penalty. There is a door right in front of you.
Could I open the door?
Dan, what do you think the current status of that door is?
Well, as we discussed, the goblins may not have been terribly clever, but they have locked themselves, I think, into the cages.
But I suspect, given this is a cage, it's probably the kind of door you could open from this side, right?
I think you could probably give it a shot.
So could I flip that door open and then take a swipe at the guy behind it?
I think so, although that guy, as you open the door, does have a pretty good opportunity to, shoot you in the face.
So what's my penalty if I don't open the door?
-2.
Why are you beating up on the weak goblins? You're our tank.
Yeah, but the goblins have ranged attacks as far as we can tell.
Also, the
scorpions
slug
don't.
is a really great tank too, and I've used my daily
Yeah, the
power,
slug
which
has
will make it.
replaced Peter.
My daily power means that if I get close to the scorpion, it will attack me. So I'm gonna not do that.
Right.
15 versus AC.
15 versus AC with a penalty.
No, that was
your
that,
sword gets.
That is the penalty. It's a
you
17.
included the
I've
penalty.
included the penalty. Yes, I penalized myself there, Dan.
Wow, you did my job for
I
me.
did.
That's just.
I love my
Dan,
DM.
I think we don't need you. I think we can cut down to 1 DM if the players are going to do that much math for themselves.
I usually figure there's some remedial D&D happening.
All right, so Peter takes a little bit of time to make sure he's got his sword lined up with the bars,
Yeah.
and the goblin is like, "What's going on?" And suddenly Peter stabs that goblin in the head, and that goblin slumps to the ground.
Yeah.
The goblin next to him seems, unhappy with the
Nonplussed.
situation. Yeah, he is nonplussed.
Well, that's excellent, and
But nonplussed means casual.
I will then, with my minor action, issue a divine challenge to the last remaining goblin. He must attack me or take a penalty, and I'm done.
Isn't he already subject to your divine sanction?
Oh, you're right. He is
He's
because of
next
my
to you?
daily. He's adjacent to me. So yeah.
You're all good.
So then
You're
I'm
all
just
good.
done.
Oh, he's not.
I'm just done.
He's not going to shoot anybody else.
Yep.
You killed his best friend.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Well, I think that I believe the scorpion is next, correct? So I think that he has seen how things go when he attacks a slug, and he is going to shift over here.
Oh no!
He's a very intelligent scorpion.
Well, he's this scorpion sees the big picture. He's been around. This is not his first day on the scorpion rodeo.
Ooh.
You're a big Scorpion Rodeo, by the way.
Scorpion rodeo sounds really awesome.
That's a
You
great
know what?
band.
It
Great
is not
band.
all it lives up to be.
Covered in gravy, Texas style.
You know what? This scorpion is going to try. He's been trying to
head.
claw people, and he's going to do something new. He's going to sting somebody. He's going to sting Peter Dragonforge.
Oh.
Oh,
Ooh.
that may be a critical.
Yeah.
Critically
Yeah.
stinged.
So I don't even need to ask you what your fortitude is because you're just hit.
Yep.
So we've got the scorpions and sting in here. This room is getting weird.
Peter Dragonforge, how do you feel about 7 damage?
I don't like it.
Peter Dragonforge, also, I don't know if you took note, but you got some temp hit points earlier.
Oh yeah, those are spent.
Oh, those are long since spent.
Long
Okay.
since spent.
That was in this fight. Did you note that you got them in this fight?
They were in the previous adventure. I didn't get any. Did I get temporary hit points in
You
this
got
fight?
some
Yeah,
today.
we
You were
said
away
you
from the mic
we
when that
said-
happened.
Ah,
You
yes.
had 2.
Okay,
So you had 2. You don't have them anymore because you just got hit.
correct.
So you are also, you're going to love this, poisoned by
Yep.
scorpions.
I figured.
So you're going to take
Now
5.
poison is here too. What is going on, you guys?
You're going to take
Fortunately, Sting
ongoing
won't last
5
too long
damage,
with the scorpions and poisoning. They'll
and
beat
you're
him down.
currently immobilized.
For sure.
I was told that Sting can last all night, Steve.
I was trying to figure out a way to make that a joke. Thank you, Monty, for getting
All
that.
right. Let's move on to Rizwin.
Please.
I'm going to go here, and since the scorpion's back is turned to me, and he's just stung my friend, I have no compunction about smashing him with my hammer. So I cast Solminnor's Hammer and try.
Okay.
I don't.
Oh.
I think
critical
I end up
fail.
hitting my foot instead.
What happened to roll 20?
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, Rizwin's had a string of bad luck with rolls.
And I've had a string of good luck. I feel like maybe I've been stealing it. Sorry.
What's up with that?
The assistant is overshadowing.
Hey, as long as I'm getting sneak attack when I'm doing it, I don't feel too bad about it.
Upstaging
Luck is a
boss.
team resource, people. Share.
I think the dice is just sort of telling me I need to just go back into the library and study some more.
Books.
Okay, well, that was my standard. I don't really have anything else to do. I will twiddle my thumbs and try not to get stung.
All right. We'll find out what happens when that scorpion is really interested in stinging someone else. But right now it's Kay's turn.
Kay can't seem to mute her mic. All right, so Kay, can I see the scorpion from there, or is this cage kind of getting in the way?
No, I think you've got a clear shot on that scorpion.
Great. All right, so I'm going to try and dump some damage into that scorpion.
That would be an interesting tactic you guys haven't tried yet with that scorpion.
Yeah, just little bits here and there. So I'm going to send a jolt of lightning its way, which is bolt of lightning streaks down.
So now Tesla's here too.
Yep.
Yes, I could see the sign.
I'm guessing it doesn't work because I only rolled a 10.
10 will not hit a scorpion, I believe.
Even with fortitude. Yeah, probably not. Oh, well. Who's going next after me?
Goblins.
After goblins?
Alestrin.
Alestrin, where are you in the room?
I'm in the other room with the blood.
Where are you in the room with the blood?
I like it here.
Who's going after Alestrin?
Nobody.
Flessa's after.
Yep, that would be
All right. Flessa, would you like a +2 power bonus for your next attack roll before the end of your next turn?
Oh, yes.
All right.
I'm not going to attack. I'm just going to attack from safety.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Knack for Success on you.
I'll be attacking major, so.
Yeah, so you get a +2 power bonus.
Woo.
There you go. And that is my turn.
Okay. So I think we are to the goblin, the one single goblin who is left. Dan, what's that goblin going to do?
I believe he is flanking you with that scorpion.
Yes,
so he
he
drops
is.
his bow, pulls out a short sword, and stabs at thee from Hell's Heart.
Whoa.
25 versus AC.
That hits.
You take 4 damage.
Ouch.
That's embarrassing.
It's hard to stab someone through bars, as Peter has learned.
Yeah.
No, I killed the guy.
Yeah, but like you could have killed him easier if
It was
wasn't there.
hard. Yeah, but I did
That
it.
was like the best that goblin could do. He, that was his A game.
Yep.
So that was his
So
turn.
that's goblin time.
He's actually he backs away.
Can't wait to see what he does on his next turn. Probably die.
Well, if I would not give him an next turn.
Nope.
If I were you.
Oh,
Alestrin.
Whoopee! All right, I'm going to bravely stride into the room. And,
What are you guys all afraid of? I'm see.
Hey, what's going on
Take up
over
a
here?
position behind the slug,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to take aim at Sting here with my twin strike. First of all, I'm going to make him my quarry.
I think Alestrin's theme song may be "Don't Stand So Close to Me." So
I was just trying to make a joke with that.
You just watch what happens here. I will kill him.
Yes, All right, my night is made.
Is Alestrian covered in blood? I'm just wondering what he was doing in the room.
Yeah, he's rolling around. He was rolling around in the blood.
Yeah, it's art.
He's as camouflage. Very Martin Sheen in Apocalypse Now.
Walking Dead.
Okay.
Strong
So
words
that's a
in
critical fail.
the canon.
Did
To
you rolled a
hurt, they
D10.
try and
What
try.
you might have meant a D20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pro tip to all those D&D players out there.
Roll
Rolling
the dice with
D20.
more sides.
Yeah.
More sides. 1,000 sides, please.
You want to
numbers.
I'll accept it if you want to count it.
I think you could roll a D20.
Yeah, I would like you to roll a D20. It feels like you were really handicapping yourself rolling a D10.
That's worth a 20.
There you go. That's much better. So which attack is this?
It's another twin strike.
Okay, so that is the first one of your two.
That is the first one.
That will hit.
1d10 plus 2 plus 1d6. Or a 6. I'm done with you. Roll 20.
You did bloody the scorpion though.
I'm rolling real dice on this next one.
Guys, let me say this.
I need on camera, Steve.
You shoot an arrow into his carapace, and now ichor is leaking out through the cracks in the chitin.
That is a 22 versus AC.
Now we count as an educational podcast.
Yeah, tax breaks.
Who grabs a chip? There's dip.
Did you say over a 20, Steve?
I say it's a 22.
Great. What's the damage?
The damage is 9.
Ichor everywhere.
And not a drop to drink.
Yeah.
I would not.
All right.
Scorpion is poison.
There's a little black spot on your carapace today.
Don't trust a big stinger and a smile.
Anything else, Celestian?
No, I'm good.
All right. Flessa.
All right, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to here, and then I'm going to use an acrobatic strike, which allows me to shift 1 before attacking. So I will shift over to here, and I'm flanking.
Combat
So you
advantage.
just danced around the entire room to flank the scorpion with Rizwin.
It's because Lestrin was singing as he lined up the shot, and Fless was just like dancing around.
Yep. All right, so I will do my acrobatic strike. And is the +2 power bonus, is that to attack, damage, or both?
Attack.
It's just attack? Okay.
Oh, sorry. For the...
From Knack for Success from Kay.
That one, I do not know. I would have to look.
Kay, can you help us out? Do you know if it's to attack or damage or both?
I will check. It says +2 bonus to attack roll.
Attack, okay.
All right, so you have a net +4, I think, from the combat advantage.
All right. So I think I might have a macro in here for acrobatic strike with. Okay, so we need to add an extra 2 to this. All right, so it's actually a 17 to hit. And that's versus AC.
I think that hits a scorpion. And you did am I reading that correctly? 20 damage?
20 damage. Yes, that is correct.
That
Here
scorpion
I
is next.
am!
Yeah, I don't need nothing but a good time killing a.
Are you still grabbed, Peter?
No, it turns out a dead scorpion cannot grab you.
But he's still loving you.
Yeah.
Whatever else might be happening.
All right, anything else, Flessa?
No, I think that was fun. I'm good.
All right, Melik.
So we've
Is
got
it time
one
for the
goblin
45-minute
left in the
conversation
room.
with the remaining goblin yet?
That's right. That's our
Yeah,
usual
we
MO.
should actually see if we can get him to tell us where Czar went.
I mean, he is cornered and in a cage already, so
I-
it should be pretty easy to convince him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
just
would
ask
think.
him to pass his sword out and then just leave him there. Maybe give him half a sandwich. That guy would totally trade his sword for half a sandwich right now.
I will move around to here. Send a magic missile unerringly right next to his head.
Oh, jeez! He throws down his sword. What are you doing? I give up. I surrender.
Yeah, you do. Where did Czar go?
Czar, yeah, he went north. He went up there, through that room, through those doors. He's not here anymore.
Makes sense to me. Anybody else got any questions?
I don't know much. They just put me in here with the scorpions. Not very happy about that. Can I go?
Go ahead
No.
and kick your sword out to the bars, please.
Okay. He sort of clumsily kicks the sword out, and I think he like nicks off like his shoe as he's doing that.
Oh.
I take the shoe.
Oh, those are my favorite shoes. They're also my only shoes.
What's with all the blood coming out of the walls in the room to the south of here?
Boy, if we knew, we would never go in there. I think it used to be used for some sort of like burial preparations or something, but I stay out of that room. The bleeding walls is creepy, man.
Wow, this guy's like a New York cab driver or something. Like, yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with the bleeding walls.
Did you know that
man."
20% of New York cab drivers are former goblins?
Well, they're immigrants.
That
They're
might
trying
be-
to get by.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
That might, from,
Former
Goblin.
goblin.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
reformed goblins. So, yeah.
I don't have any other questions for him, but I feel like we can stand around and recover our encounter powers before continuing.
And so you do. So you recover your encounter powers. You could spend healing surges or heal each other. I don't know if anyone actually used any healing words in combat.
I'm not sure anybody got hit.
I did.
Oh, Peter got hit.
Yeah, Peter got murdered by a scorpion.
Oh, yeah.
Half murdered.
Only lightly
Um,
murdered.
Peter,
Yeah.
would you like a healing word?
I would like a
Alessia,
healing
you
word.
probably didn't notice when you were cowering so far away.
What do I get for your healing word? Do I get a bonus?
Yes, you get a, let me see. You get a, you can spend a healing surge and you get an 1d6 additional hit points. And I think I rolled a 1d6 for you.
Oh, did you? A 2.
Get 2 extra hit points, sorry.
I am at full hit pointage.
Ah, that's some precision healing right there is what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Kay, is your character need healing, or is that not accurate what I'm seeing in Roll20?
It is not accurate
Okay.
to my knowledge. I believe I'm at full. I should fix that. In
Mine
fact,
not-
I will.
As long as you know, I'm not worried.
Yes. Fixed.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
go kill Zar now. And figure out what happened to this guy, Rutherford Umbrusk or whatever.
So you guys
Absolutely.
are in Zar's kennel. There are now several, there are several cages, one of which contains a unarmed goblin. Alestrin, you would know that through the Drake's cage there is a passageway that leads back to the throne room. There is the doorway that leads back to that really great bleeding room with a hatch. And there is an as yet unexplored set of double doors to the north of this chamber.
You may also remember that those doors to the west, which led into the throne room, were operated by a winch in the throne room, and you're not really sure how or even if they can be opened from this side.
Correct.
Are there any secret doors in this room, Mr. Goblin?
Secret doors? I don't know anything about secret doors. I just feed the scorpions occasionally.
Well, let's
Okay.
get out of here.
Fill in for those other guys, and you probably killed them too.
Let's go through the double doors. We haven't been in there yet.
Mhm.
Through the doors!
Open the doors.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal. All right, so you throw open those doors.
I'm sorry, I can't do that, Dave. I
As
should
you
have said Dan.
as you throw open those doors, you find a large room in front of you. It seems to be filled with goblins.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to use
I
diplomacy.
bet they were minions.
You see a familiar figure in back. Looks a lot like Czar.
Oh, it's R.
Mhm.
Oh,
He
good.
says, I say, charge! Kill these sons
Ah.
of guns!
All right.
Oh, does he know what guns are?
It's a half elf
He
expression.
means biceps.
There are guns in the
Initiative.
Forgotten realms.
Goon, but he just mispronounces it.
I thought maybe Guns N' Roses were around here somewhere.
Oh dear.
All right, so let us roll once
I
again
used to love Czar, but I had to kill him.
the initiative.
Did you use a slash?
Oh.
There is lots of November rain going on outside my window
That's a
right now.
good point.
All right. Has everybody rolled the initiative?
I loved
We're
it when they
still
came out with
laughing.
that album, Goblin Democracy.
As long as we're not all just knocking on heaven's door.
I'm very pleased that none of our references have actually been from their good album.
Welcome to the Undermountain. I don't know. That's all I got.
That was pretty good.
I'm hungry for some destruction, guys. You might even say I have an appetite for it.
So you guys are looking at a room.
Oh, sweet
appears to be
kobold
a,
of mine. Oh.
This appears to be somewhat of a barracks of sort. There's lots of
Yes, the barracks.
There's benches and places where people would cook food. There's a lot of kind of cots on the floor, and then some things that look slightly less organized than cots, perhaps just kind of heaps with hides, and the whole room. Czar's headquarters in general has been fragrant, but this room smells extra goblin-y. And that's not too surprising because it takes you a while to perhaps even to count how many goblins are in this room because there's a lot of goblins. In addition to the goblins and Czar, there's also a hobgoblin who's a little bit bigger and tougher looking than the goblins. He's kind of got orange skin and pointy ears that stick out of his helmet that doesn't quite fit him, and he seems pretty well armored, and he seems kind of like he's barking a lot of orders at the goblins, and he's got Czar's back. So, Dan, do we have initiative rolled for everybody?
I think a couple people have not yet rolled initiative. I do not see Olestrin or Kay in the order.
Boop.
Thank you.
Hey,
Excellent.
Peter, you know what happened when the caravan driver jacked up his wagon to change a wheel?
No, what?
Thanks.
Don't ask him.
Why? Why would you encourage?
The axle rose.
Ah.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Enjoy the buffet. There will be half sandwiches.
Can we go
in
back to the
lobby.
poison jokes now?
That terrible joke knocked me back on my duff.
Awesome.
So, Rizwin, you are at the top of the initiative order.
Well, I'm gonna cast a Liner's Hammer and try and smash this goblin in front of me in the face, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know.
Time to bring out the heavy rolls.
14
A
versus
14.
AC.
He raises his short sword and sort of fends off your hammer attack. Just barely. Just barely.
And in fact, he's going to use that opportunity since you didn't quite connect with him. He's going to shift back. I guess he can't really go back, so he'll go probably to the left.
Right under the torch.
That's good. He likes to fight by torchlight. That's in his profile.
Anything else, Rizwin? Would you like to move? Would you like minor?
I am going to twiddle my thumbs.
All right, Flessa.
Okay. Is that Czar?
That is Czar.
That's the man.
All right. Does he have cover from where I am right now?
So you are down. It looks like you're down some steps there because the sort of the kennel is like a little sunken in from where this barracks room is.
This is a split-level goblin headquarters.
It's a ranch construction.
Yeah.
So you might have a little trouble hitting him with a dagger from sort of the bottom of those stairs.
You might
Can
also
I see anything from down here then, or should I just wait? Because I'm not walking out in front of everybody.
That is a tactical decision. I do not think you have a lot of...
Can I see anybody or no?
I'm trying to think. From this angle, I think you may have a hard time seeing anybody.
Okay,
do you want to
then I
say,
will just...
Dan, do you want to say that perhaps maybe the two goblins in front there, would they have some cover from the slope of the stairs, but she could see them?
They would definitely have cover. I would say, all right, yeah, sure. Let's say you can throw a dagger at them. You need to put some good arc on it. This needs to be some English on that dagger.
All right. I will use my most British of daggers for that guy. And I will yeah. And I will fly flourish at him. So that's actually only a 12. So
the dagger falls short and clatters like right into that square right in front of him.
I don't know if it was matter. I believe Flessa did have combat advantage against all the people who hadn't acted yet, but that may still not have been enough.
I think that was still
13's
not
probably
enough, especially with the cover.
Yeah, gotcha.
You did roll a 2.
That
traditionally is not the best of rolls.
That was actually an impressively high number for a 2.
Tony, you know all about rogues.
And try that again, but I feel like I should probably save that.
You might want to wait until you've got a more clear shot.
Exactly. Yep.
You know,
so I'll just
wait till you can see the czars of their eyes. I don't know.
There are
All
Zars
right.
on the rise. That's right. Oh my God! It's full of Zars.
There's Zari-eyed goblins.
Alestrin, I think it's you. Or
Okay. Well, I will make this fellow who's the closest guy that I can see my quarry. Did you see which guy I highlighted there?
I did.
Yep. And I think you would
Beautiful.
be similar to Flessa in terms of he's got some cover due to the slope of the stairs up there.
Oh, really?
Unless you want to run into that room and shoot him at point blank range.
Can I see Zar from where I'm at?
Nope.
No.
You can hear his voice echoing through the chamber.
So I can't like make.
Say, what are you
off the
waiting
roof or something?
for?
Fine. I guess I'll shoot at the guy that I can see. All right. Then I will just do my standard 2 arrows at that dude. 18 versus AC.
I think even with a penalty, that will hit.
Okay. Is there any penalty to damage?
Nope.
I like
Once an arrow hits, it does damage.
Yeah. It turns out
It
these
does.
guys don't like getting hit.
7 damage.
All right. He takes 7 damage.
Next shot.
Make it count.
18 again.
As we've learned, that will hit.
And this time it's a 12.
Oh, nicely
Wow.
done. Nicely done. All right.
And
hit
I think
by
that does it for
damage.
Alestrin.
He's still standing. He looks, you know, he's been hit a couple times, but he looks unfazed.
Feeling like a true survivor. Feeling like a
All
little
right.
kid.
K.
I need to. All right. Let's see. I can see these 2 guys right up here.
I think that's what we're saying right now. So there's a room full of goblins that you can hear and smell, but there's really only 2 visible at the top of the stairs, and they've got some cover due to the architecture of the room. Sure would be great if you moved into the room.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to move directly into the sight of like a million goblins, but I will fire a grasping tide. Let's say here.
All right.
Does it?
All right, so that hits this goblin, and this guy with the.
It's a burst 1?
It's a burst 1. Yep.
It hit 4 goblins, correct?
Oh yeah. Hey, look at that.
K,
Yeah.
also, does that target enemies in burst or creatures in burst?
It targets creatures, so actually I'm going to drop it here.
Okay, good, because
That
Rizard
makes-
probably doesn't want to get grasping clawed.
All right. Give me a second. Okay. So I'm going to roll. Let's see. Goblin 1, Goblin 2, Goblin 3, and then Armored Goblin left, Armored Goblin right.
Okie dokie. This is versus
Versus
Fortitude.
Fortitude, yep.
All right.
So 1, 17.
Hit.
2, 27. That was a crit.
That's definitely a hit.
That's 11 damage, just for reference.
Mm-hmm.
3, 16.
That will also hit.
4, 17.
Hit.
And 5, 22. Holy,
That will definitely hit.
that's.
You hit everybody. This guy who you critted is toast.
All right, so they all take 5. They all take 11 damage. Sweet, I got max damage. And then in addition, if they move from the area of effect, I get to make a secondary attack to knock them prone.
All right, so the 3 goblins on the left will go get the dust.
So K just murdered 3 goblins who were just hanging out in their clubhouse, and bloodied 1 armored goblin, who, you know, he looked like kind of a jerk though.
I missed Kay, guys. It's good to have her back.
I've had to reconsider what my plan is when I get to my turn.
Yeah, the goblin.
Sorry, buddy.
The goblin crowds are a little thinner than they were before. Anything else, Kay? All right, so moving on to those very same goblins.
All right, so we've got several types of goblins in this room. These are the goblin grunts, who are the kind of, you know, your JV goblin team. And they are armed similar to the goblins you just fought in the kennels. They've got some short bows and some short swords. And they seem most interested for now in sticking to using their short bows. But they're going to kind of move around the room a little bit. In fact, they're all going to kind of come up and hang out next to captain of the JV team here, the Hobgoblin. And let's see, you guys have provided them with a variety of targets in the room. I think I've got. Dan, I have 5 Goblin Grunts. And,
by my count, yes.
And it looks like Rizwin and Peter are right in the front there. So I think 3 of them are going to shoot at Peter, and 2 of them will shoot at Rizwin. So let's do Peter first. 14 versus AC, I believe, is not going to hit a Dragonforge. How do you feel about 23 versus AC?
Do I have any bonuses that people are giving me that are awesome?
+1 to perception.
You really noticed that arrow sinking into your flesh.
That'll hit.
Did not
4 damage. And 17 versus AC.
Nope.
All right, so the air is filled with arrows, but only one of them connects with our friend Peter Dragonforge. What will be the fate of Rizwin? 23 versus AC.
That'll hit.
Catches you for 4 damage, and 9 versus AC.
That will not hit.
Doesn't actually even get close to the area of the room that you're standing in. That arrow may have been holding his bow backward.
Hit one of the dead bodies off to the right there.
Yeah.
He's not a professional goblin. This is his weekend job. 1 weekend a month. He's a goblin.
All right. I think.
Is he in the Goblin Reserve? What is?
Yes, exactly. He's a Goblin Reserve.
Guys, I think there's a lot you could have learned about goblins in this adventure, and you totally didn't.
We've left one goblin alive in every single encounter.
No, one of them was
As
a
an
kobold.
example?
If they
He's
wanted
taking
to
time
tell
off
us
so he
about
can,
their rich cultural history, they could have. Instead, they just wasted all that time begging for their lives.
All
He's taking
right.
time off to work on getting his hack license.
Next up in the order is
That's why he's using his short bow right now.
is the man of the hour.
Your host.
Your host for this evening's activities. It is Czar, the half-elf warrior.
Czar seems very disappointed in the performance of his goblin horde. Maybe I should have turned this all over to the kobolds, he says. If you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. He charges in at Peter Dragonforge.
Whoa! Czar's actually fighting. Wow!
In Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat. All right.
+1 for charging.
Yep. So he will take a longsword swing at Peter Dragonforge. Wha! 11 versus C.
Come on, Czar. As we've seen, Czar's management capabilities aren't so great. Let's find out what his close quarters
is
combat
that
is like.
is that all you got?
You are Peter Dragonforge. You are marked by Czar.
Oh, he marked you, dude.
Oh yeah, you're in his territory now.
That's gonna
I'm
happen.
guessing Peter probably would have attacked him anyway.
Oh yeah.
And that was a warning shot. Moving on.
Yep. Good job, Czar.
Can I target this square here? From where I am standing here.
From which square?
I wish to target this square here.
From where you are standing. It is a little bit around a corner.
That's okay, it's an area effect thing. I just want to know if I can see that square.
Mr. Tony, what say you?
Oh, I hate this part of D&D.
Yeah, we draw lines. This is the
If
part
I
where we
draw lines from a square that Melik is on, I can hit that square with 2 lines, so yeah.
All right.
If I have to use a protractor, I'm quitting this game.
No, that's Car Wars. I will hold my orb aloft and cast Grasping Shadows.
Is this where you kill all of my guys?
Yes.
Well, we'll find out, won't we? It's a burst 1.
Okay.
So I'm
And
targeting,
you're targeting that hobgoblin who is next to like
7 guys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
6 guys. Yeah.
They clearly didn't
Yes.
learn very much from seeing all of their friends in a little group go down at once.
Yeah. All right.
So,
This could be really great.
Let's see, this is versus will. I'm just going to start on the upper left and work across.
All right. Let me know when you change types of goblins, because
All right.
possibly the goblins have different types of will.
First, this row of 3 goblins on top.
Yep.
I have rolled an 8 versus will,
That goblin seems unfazed. He definitely does not like what's going on, but, you know,
a 15 versus will,
that will hit.
and a 12 versus will.
12 versus Will embarrassingly hits. So let's
Now I'm-
does this attack deal damage?
Yes.
All right, I'm just gonna slide these guys off the map here because they're gone. We won't talk about them anymore. There's
Next,
all right. Do you want to get the next one there, moving clockwise?
Oh, sure. Moving
This
clockwise.
is not a promotion for clockwise, by the way.
12. Nice.
We kill the goblins. 10 goblins, 5 minutes.
Continuing clockwise.
Melik, yeah, in 30 minutes or less, he does not waste your time when he's killing goblins.
There's a 17 on this guy down here.
That will hit him. He is not minion.
And the last regular goblin, a 26 versus Will.
That goblin has he's hit.
And finally, the hobgoblin in the center of the action, only a 12 versus Will.
He's seeing some things. He is not phased by this. He's not phased by seeing 4 goblins drop dead around him. So I believe we need to know damage for the 2 armored guys, though, right?
All right, that is a D8 plus 5. Please take 8 damage of some kind, psychic.
All right.
And they are slowed.
I may need Dan to do that, but yeah. Okay.
And also, shadows writhe in the designated area and continue until the end of my next turn. Any creature that enters the area of the grasping shadows will take 5 psychic damage and be slowed.
Okay. Cool.
That's all.
All right. Melik, did you want to move or anything? You're happy hanging out in the doorway?
Yeah, I like it here. Somebody was really insistent that we take time to appreciate the kennels, so I'm just going to look around at the kennels and really soak it all in.
Yeah, thanks. You notice the fine dwarven stonework in the ground that really looks pretty nice and geometrical compared to the crappy goblin retrofitting of kennels.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's the goblin in the cage doing right now, out of curiosity?
Weeping.
Checks out.
He will do a saving throw every round to hang in there. All right. So, Sindrina, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm sending Slimy in. So, Slimy...
Send in the slug!
Send in the sea slug!
Now,
Okay.
Dan, I think now in order to get there, when you pass through the space that Rizwin's in, I think Czar would have a chance to slash at Slimy. I don't know if Slimy cares about that.
He will, and if he does, I think he can still trigger opportunity attacks. And if so, if Czar can do his, and the 11 damage that requires, let us find out. 22 versus AC.
Oh, poor Slimy.
13 damage.
Oh no!
Oh no, not Slimy!
Slimy rushes in, and Czar takes his long sword, swirls it over his head, and cleaves Slimy in half. I don't know how each of you wants to take it. You may need to grieve individually, but this is,
I saw him that happen before, and he came back.
The
so
myth
that
of
happen every time.
So I believe, unfortunately,
I just shake my head and go, oh, slimy.
Sandrina, I believe you take some damage when that happens,
I
right?
take 6, yes.
Yeah. Also, you're devastated emotionally.
I'm devastated.
Except that he'll be back.
Cannot be quantified in a number.
Right, exactly. So I can't call my spirit animal as my minor action right now, can I?
No, you could take an action point, though, right?
Actually, is there a reason that she can't, Dan?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, it would be extremely rude, given that Czar just killed it. But mechanically, I think you're okay.
Rude to who?
Well, I'm gonna,
to Czar?
Czar.
I'm gonna make Slimy appear right here.
That's super rude. This is his house, guys.
With my minor action, and then I'm actually going to use a standard action to use Ironbreaker Claws against Czar.
I just kill you.
Guys, this is his house. Did any of you even take your boots off?
No.
And you just slugging through here, sliming your way into his house?
Yeah, so
He's got new boots. I don't want to take them off.
Right into his heart?
Every time we go into a room, you tell us how awful it smells already.
Yeah, and you're not helping.
Yeah, I thought that's what he liked.
It's one of those broken window problems, Melik.
He's going for a kind of a horrible, gross squalor.
Good
Okay,
choice.
so it is 6, 12 versus his reflex, and Slimy uses his eyes like a bola, and then like tries to stick its one tooth into him.
Is that versus Czar's reflex?
Yes.
Czar is fairly reflexive. He dodges out of the way of Slimy's eye stalk.
Oh.
Like an expert ballroom dancer.
Twirls, does a little pirouette.
Ballroom dancers are very good at avoiding slugs. Not many people know that.
Sad. I'm
Core
sad.
competency.
I've learned something today.
Technically, you've unlearned something, but let's not get into it.
Well, to make room
Alec
for the thing that you've learned.
has so much to teach.
Anything else? I think
No,
you
I'm good.
moved minor.
I think I've done everything I could squeeze out of that baby.
All right. It is the Hobgoblin's turn.
All right, the Hobgoblin is assessing what his situation here. Now, Melik, can you remind me? He is currently in some kind of grasping shadows situation,
Yes, if you go into the shadows,
but he's already in it, right?
in that case he's fine, unless I
Okay.
hit him, in which case he is slowed.
All right, so I guess he'll hang out there. So why doesn't he? I think if he shifts over one, he's still in the shadows, so that's safe. I mean, as being in grasping shadows is.
Yeah. He has to enter it to really
yeah.
be in trouble.
He is going to do a close burst 3, Commander's Call. So he's going to channel this in front of him, kind of down the hallway here. And so I think this would hit the Slug, Rizwin, and Peter, correct? And he says, like, hey, over here, I'm the real threat. I'm who you want to mess with. So you are all marked. So that means if you attack someone other than him, you're going to do so at a penalty.
Can I be double marked?
No, that supersedes Czar's mark.
Yep. So Czar looks a little taken aback by this situation. And having seen that happen, he is then going to launch a javelin at Peter Dragonforge. 24 versus AC, Peter Dragonforge.
That'll hit.
Hoojat.
Welcome to 11 damage.
Ouch.
All right, I think that's all for our Hobgoblin boss.
Our Hobgoblin friend.
So, Peter Dragonforge is next.
Well, I am nowhere near the Hobgoblin, and so I'm just going to attack Czar anyway. What is my penalty?
-2.
All right. I'm doing Valorous Smite.
Ooh.
That's a fail.
Nice.
You know, you're very distracted by that Hobgoblin. He's beating his mace against his shield, and it's very distracting. You don't like it at all.
I'm going to take my action point here and do Virtuous Strike. 18 versus AC on Czar.
Is that including your penalty?
Yes, that's including the penalty. I did the math for you.
That will not hit Azar, who takes your attack on his shield and laughs in your
18
face.
18 doesn't
I say
hit him.
he's not the best you got.
18 doesn't hit him. That is not good.
This is his headquarters, guys.
Well, then
boss,
I will just as a minor, I'm going to
He's
issue
Bruce Springsteen.
my divine challenge.
All right, so you're marking him right back.
I am. That's
All
it.
right,
That's all I can
Czar
do.
marked. Okay. On to the Goblin Skull Cleavers. Not to be confused with the Goblin Ward and June Cleavers. So they are pretty close. They are pretty close in there with you guys. But so the first one is going to, I guess they're pretty close to that slug, huh?
Yeah.
So that slug seems to have their attention. So this guy up top is going to make he's going to, swing with a battle axe against that slug. 21 versus AC.
Whoa, he hit my slug.
15 damage.
Oh, Slimy.
Actually, Dan, I think it might be more because he's bloodied, right?
Oh, he is bloodied, indeed. So that will do even more. And he will just simply attack. Yeah, so that is 2d10 plus 5.
I guess it's academic because the slug is.
But Oh yeah, and it only takes the certain, and Sindrina only takes half that. So Slimy is out of the picture again for the moment. The good news is if he comes back, he won't be marked. So just keep that in mind. The second goblin will move into that space that was so recently vacated by Slimy, and we'll take a swing at Peter Dragonforge there. So he will swing his battle axe. 10 versus AC.
Nope.
So sad. Wow, wow. There are two more. They will sort of jockey over for position because they want to get in on the fun.
Could they move into the corners and attack at penalty around the corners there?
This guy will take a trip around and take a swing at. Actually, he'll jump up on the bed and swing with a penalty at Mr. Dragonforge.
Diagonal.
Battle axe.
No.
Diagonals are hard. See, he misses. And that's Goblin Skullcleaver's turn. Rizwin.
So Rizwin, you've got Zara right there, you've got a Goblin Skullcleaver, and you got a lot of other stuff behind all of them.
But she's marked by the hobgoblin, right?
It's true.
I am going to cast, Sacred Flame at the Hobgoblin.
Now, it's something to remember, if you cast a range attack when there's guys right next to you, they might get to hit at you, but you might shift back and cast Sacred Flame so that they don't get to wallop you, right?
Am I allowed to shift?
Yep. Nothing has happened to you. Yep, shifting's fine. Shifting is safe. You can only shift one square unless you have some special power, but yeah. So you
Then I will... I've shifted
hop
back.
on the stairs, yep.
And I don't manage to hit the Hobgoblin boss because I'm really bad at rolling things.
Oh.
Well, I guess I'll cast Favor of the Gods on Favor of Bahamut or whatever on Peter. So
Favor
Peter,
of
the next time
Bahamut
you
or whatever.
So next time I miss,
Peter,
I get
the
a
next
bonus.
Favor of one of the gods. I forget which one.
the next time you miss, you can reroll.
Oh, good.
That's pretty good.
Not bonus. There's no
Love
bonus.
Also seems inevitable.
Yep. I don't know. The last
Sorry.
the last two times she's done it, we've been out of combat before I got a chance to use that. But sure,
That may not be the case here.
That doesn't
it seems
look it's
seems
likely
like
this
not.
time.
Yeah.
All right, Rizwin, you're all set. Flessa.
Okay, well, So, are these guys are they closer than they were last time? So that or do I still have my -2?
They're a little closer, but you are at the bottom of those
Okay.
stairs. So I'll say you still have a -2 penalty.
All right, then I will Sly Flourish at Czar
Huzzah.
directly in front of me, and so that is only a 15 versus AC.
Unfortunately, that dagger bounces off Peter Dragonforge's plate mail and
Hey.
tumbles to the ground at Czar's feet.
Sorry, Fear. That is all.
That was Alestrin. It was totally Alestrin.
He tried to shoot a dagger with his bow and it didn't go well.
All right, that's it for me.
Are you happy with where you are, Flessa? Do you want to move around at all?
Well, there's no. I don't want to move up into the fray, and that seems to be my only choice at this point. So I guess I'm just going to stay where I am.
Okay.
Alestrin.
Okay, so these guys up here, Czar and his buddy, still have cover from where I'm at.
Yes, you are at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, second question. Can I make Czar my quarry? Technically, I have to do the guy who's closest to me.
I'd say they are equidistant.
Okay,
So yes.
then I will make Czar my quarry.
He is quarried.
Quarry you! And I'm going to try a two-fanged strike on him, wherein I once again shoot 2 arrows at the dude.
Are you allowed by union rules to shoot less than 2 arrows, or does it always have to be is it 2 arrow minimum?
If you can shoot 2, why would you shoot 1?
Fair point.
It's like the guy that clicks on the 5-day forecast at weather.com when there's a 10-day forecast available. All right.
I'm that guy.
The 5 days is clearly more accurate.
My first shot. That is a 25 versus armor class.
Even with a penalty, that arrow nails Czar, your quarry.
So that will do this much damage. 16.
That's more like it.
That's a lot of damage. Okay.
For my second trick,
That was 16. The amount of a lot was 16 damage.
I said 16.
Oh, sorry. Missed it.
and the second one is a crit.
So that means
yeah.
you should do max damage for whatever that die roll would be.
Which is actually 16 again.
Wow, really?
Yep. And I get another +3 because when my two fangs strike, when they both hit, I get extra damage equal to my wisdom modifier.
And you're taking into account your fancy bracers and all that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
So that's 19 total.
you bet. 19 plus the first 16.
Czar is bloodied.
He probably does not feel great about that.
Ouch! I say ouch.
Hey, don't you be putting words in my mouth.
Guys, stop trying to put Dan out of a job.
You
Should we
whippersnappers
wait
think you know what it means to be in the Undermountain? You don't
Should
know.
we wait until he drinks a glass of water so it flows out of his torso entertainingly?
Czar has a great ventriloquism act if you would just give him a chance to see.
All right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You just did like a do-si-do around the room. Is that what I just saw?
Yeah, that was my victory dance.
I sense some square dancing going on behind me.
That was my little victory
From the
lap.
bell.
All right.
I'm not even going to ask Alester if he's finished because he's finished.
Hey, you're up.
I have an action point. I resent that. I'm going to take my action
You're
point.
done.
Oh
No,
no!
Taking the action point.
Oh boy.
I'm going to fire
More
two
Czar,
more
more
arrows
Czar.
at Czar.
Bring it. Bring it, I say.
Okay, I will.
I'm waiting.
That one's a 10.
Czar watches that one go past. Say, that, you call that narrow?
That irritates me, so I'm going to take that shot again using my elven accuracy.
Very nice, Steve. Well
A
done.
turn that wouldn't end.
This
I
is
get
Steve.
+2 on that one.
This is
so...
pure Steve versus Dan now.
Oh, that's a critical fail.
You earned that one, Steve. You earned it.
I'm a half-elf, and I must say that sounds better than half-elf accuracy.
Elven
So I got one more
inaccuracy.
shot, though. Which...
Actually, elven accuracy
24.
is one better than 10 accuracy.
So a 24 will actually hit.
That will do...
Eat it,
9
Czar!
damage.
Ah!
Czar does not look good. There are several of Alestrin's arrows stuck in his torso. And he is, it looks painful, but he's also being extremely melodramatic about it.
I say you look like a chicken.
You have wounded me, sir.
Is Czar wearing a white suit?
And a bolo tie.
Yeah, he's got a goatee as well.
And he's drinking a mint julep.
I'm just trying to enjoy my mint julep in peace.
So, just in case this comes up, something to note, when you do deal enough damage to a character like Czar, you always have the choice of knocking him unconscious or murdering him.
Right.
That's really an ethical and
There's
tactical
really
choice.
no choice at all.
Yeah.
And based on what we've done so far, what seems like it's going to be our choice?
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
You did
See
come
how-
down here to gather information. You've interrogated a lot of people.
This is true.
We kept a goblin alive.
Well, if
Yeah,
you
but most of our questions were, how can we find and murder Czar? So,
also you have to consider kobolds to be people.
We learned about cobalt science.
We did.
Guys, if the lesson of this adventure is not to reinforce misunderstandings about the effectiveness of torture, I don't know why we're all here.
I don't think that's
I
the
thought,
lesson.
I thought it was about race relations.
Wraith relations?
Yeah.
Yes, race relations.
Ooh,
I thought this was a political allegory.
Okay, so I think we are on Kay's turn.
All right. Is our buddy there marked by anybody?
Which buddy?
Our bad guy.
Czar is marked
Czar,
by me.
yeah. Great. That
He's
is
under my
exactly
divine
what I
sanction.
need to hear. Good to hear. So I'm going to use Grasping Claws from here, which is a burst 5 and hits 1 or 2 creatures of my choosing. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to hit Czar, and I'm going to hit that other dude who's bloodied, just to try and knock him out. So that's versus reflex. Zara first. 18 versus reflex.
18 versus Zar's reflex. That will hit.
Yay! And the other guy is just 12, which I'm guessing will not.
That will not hit.
That's okay. Zar is going to take +5. He's going to take 11 damage.
You have an important decision to make about that damage.
Okay.
I say unconscious.
Damage. It's unconscious damage, and he's knocked prone anyway. So great.
Zar is knocked to the ground. He whacks his head on the ground, and he is unconscious.
He looks
on
bad.
the
There's still
ground.
arrows stuck into his gut. His leg is all bent the wrong way under him. His white suit is stained with blood.
Also, he takes 1d6 extra.
A trickle of mint julep seeps down the stairs in your direction.
His bolo tie has come untied.
The glass rolls. Clink.
The goblins look unhappy with this situation and growl at you.
Speaking of goblins, Kay, was there anything else? Speaking of goblins,
I'm not.
the remaining goblin grunts will take
Why
their
does he
turn.
grunt?
One.
Well, that guy would love. I have a goblin gun way in the back of the room, but I get Monty. Is there still grasping shadows all up in here?
Yep.
All right, he's gonna hide. You know what? He's gonna take a step away from the grasping shadows, because Oh no, I'm sorry. That guy was already in the grasping shadows. Dan, the other guy.
Okay.
So he'll step back.
Can you shoot with the bow still through those shadows, or those shadows block?
No, it's fine.
All right.
They only
they're
grasp.
Yeah, they're spooky. They're spooky as all get out. But yeah. So I think we've got two short bow attacks coming in Peter Dragonforge's direction because he's the most visible target.
That's his job.
19 versus AC.
Nope.
14 versus AC. Come
Actually,
on, 14.
nope.
Strangely enough.
That's the AC blind spot.
What's your THAC0?
These goblins are never going to make varsity. It is Zar's turn. Oh, wait. It's Melik's turn.
He murmurs in his unconsciousness. Julep.
Roll a death saving throw there.
The Zar will
He was
rise
not-
again.
he was unconscious. He is not
We knocked
dying
him out.
because he was dealt non-lethal damage.
If I do an attack that is an area of effect, and Zar is in that area, can I declare that any damage that hits him is also unconscious damage?
I would allow it.
Okay, then I am going to cast Beguiling Strands, which is a strand of scintillating colors and gleaming lights to cloud my enemies' minds.
His mind is unconscious, so I'd say that it doesn't even hurt him.
Okay, it is a blast 5,
All right.
so it's going to hit
Does that hit Peter?
guy, and this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and all the way up to this guy, because they're all
Alright, so
conveniently standing in a
Everybody
column.
except that guy in the back is what you're saying.
Yes.
Does it hit Peter? I think was the question
Yeah,
also.
Oh, well, let me
Chris
get
Pratt.
the exact
Enemies.
wording.
I like pretty
Each enemy
colors.
in the blast.
Each enemy in the blast. All right.
What
so
is your current standing on the
how do you feel about Peter right
Peter
now?
Melik situation?
Peter's on my side.
We're
I
sorry.
ship it.
Wow.
So let's see.
Moving on.
Peter, tell me if this is evil.
All right, so it's +7 versus will. I'm starting from the back, so the goblin in the back. 13 versus will.
13 versus will against a lone goblin. Grunt will hit.
Good. Next guy down, this guy in the red. I appear to have done a critical on him.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Next, the jerk on the left. 15 versus will.
That'll hit.
His pal. 22
Woo!
versus will.
Yeah, I think you can guess the answer to that.
Wow.
This next guy. 24 versus will.
You have laid waste to that guy. And this
And
last
this
guy
guy
around the
who-
corner.
That guy has cover.
Not that guy. But is this guy one of them?
That's
He's
Zar.
unconscious.
That's
That's
our-
Zar.
Right, forget him then. Okay, so I hit everyone else with my beguiling strands.
So you missed the last guy, this guy over here, or couldn't?
I can't get him.
Okay.
The
So-
way the blast is formed is it's
Gotcha.
a 5x5 square next
Yeah.
to me. So it goes straight up and then
All
to
right.
the-
So you hit, I think, everybody you targeted.
Yes, I did.
All right. Tell me what happens to these guys.
5 psychic damage.
All right.
and I push the target up to 3 squares. Does
Oh.
anybody really want these guys right next to us, or can I throw them across the room?
I wouldn't mind being able to get up the stairs at some
Also,
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you shove
Malik-
them away, we might be able to get in the room.
Mel, can I ask you a tactical question that might help you?
Of
Can
course.
can you shove them into that grasping shadows thing you made that would hurt them?
No.
Okay.
All right, so you
Pushing has to go directly away from me. I believe.
that goblin in the back who was standing on the table shooting you with a short bow is no more. His
Good.
strings have been beguiled into death.
Everyone else, please move them directly away from our corridor 3 squares. Yeah, like that. People were saying my magic missile wasn't showy enough, so check out the colored lights here.
Y'all have been beguiled.
I am impressed.
That's
I'm
some
beguiled.
orc.
And I feel no need to walk into the room at this time.
I assume these guys were previously mentioned to be slowed, I think. I assume they are no longer slowed.
They are no longer slowed as of the end of my turn, which
right.
will happen at the end of this sentence that I am currently speaking now.
Thank you, Robo Malik. Also, in case it matters, Czar being unconscious and prone, I feel like any of you guys is heroic enough that you would not have trouble stepping around or over his square.
Sandrina.
Okay, poor Slimy. I am calling poor Slimy back.
Slimy, come home!
Slimy! Wait, let me drag poor little Slimy.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite movies. What's that, Slimy? Timmy's down the well.
Go, 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 go.
I'm going
Sluggy
to
is
put
no longer screaming.
Slimy
Dog got all the cute.
here, right? There we go. Can Slimy go on top of the... These are like...
Slimy can go.
Slimy has
Slimy's a
crawled
ghost.
on his fair share of tables.
And Slimy's a ghost. Slimy can ghost onto tables just
That's
fine.
true. That is so true. Okay, and Slimy is going to Stalker Strike, which in Slimy's case is very literal. And he's going to attack.
I get it.
And it's versus Fortitude. Please, Slimy, come on. Oh, God, Slimy, you're useless. Slimy, I'm sorry,
I'm
man.
going to say Slimy does not stalk effectively.
Oh,
Slimy
man.
was a real
Stock is
MVP
going down, you might say.
in his freshman year, but
I
the
know,
last
I
couple
know.
of fights have been rough.
He's taken a lot of. You know what? He's been hit a lot today.
He's been a great tank.
Yeah.
Not a
Does
great...
Slimy leave a trail of slippery ectoplasm behind him wherever he goes?
Georgia?
Spirit ectoplasm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is well known to be the grossest of all ectoplasms.
of course.
All right.
In that case, I disbelieve in the ectoplasm.
Sandrina, anything else?
Is everyone okay? No one's in great damage? No one needs healing?
I'm almost bloodied.
Okay, so I will...
That must be rough for you with all these dead goblins around.
okay,
Yeah.
if I use...
Paladin
If I
problems.
use...
Peter's feeling faint at the sight of blood. I do declare.
If I use Healing Spirit, does he have to use up one of his surges?
Indeed.
Do I have to cast a spell? Looking.
But his surges are there to be used, and in fact, he regained several of them.
Fair enough. Then I will use I will use one of my healing surges on Peter. And it does 7.
7 extra?
What are you using? Which are you using? Healing Spirit? Is that what you're using?
Yes.
So that actually uses
1d6.
his surge, I believe. The target can spend a surge, and someone adjacent to your spirit companion, if there was someone, could regain some extra hit points. But I don't think
Would be
any of your
like
friends
that.
are next to Slade.
Yeah.
So
So
do
I
I
have to
get
roll
do I
1d6.
get a bonus to my healing surge?
I think no. Only the 1d6 would go to someone other than the person you're healing,
Oh, okay.
who is
All right.
standing next to Sluggy.
No, I'm not healing those guys.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I'm
That could
slightly
be
further away from bloody.
an interesting way to open diplomatic relations with them.
I am a drow.
You are Drow. How do you feel about siding with some goblins and a hobgoblin
You know,
and
I'm neutral
unconscious
towards
Czar?
that. What do they have to offer?
Oh, they've got a lot. They've got this nice hideout. They had a drake. It was great.
Bleeding walls.
Yeah,
I'm
bleeding
okay.
walls.
I'm okay. I'm sticking with my people.
All right. I believe it is the hobgoblin's turn. He is farther back from where he used to be.
He is farther back. Well, let's see. His options aren't so great given his current situation. So I think he's gonna shift up here a little bit. He'll hop up on the table, and he is going to. He was using a javelin before. He's gonna switch out to a mace, and he is gonna try and slam a mace into this spectral slug.
Oh, poor Sluggy, man. He has taken such hit.
10 versus AC.
You missed him.
He
Sluggy
hits
has
the
dodged.
ground. He knocks a bunch of goblin plates off the table. Sluggy is completely unfazed.
Poor Sluggy.
That was his turn.
Peter Dragonforge.
All right. Doop, boop, boop. I'm going up, and I'm going to hit the hobgoblin
All
with
right.
a virtuous strike. 14.
The hobgoblin gets his shield up and he catches it, and he kind of sneers at you.
I'm going to use my heroic effort, which is an encounter power, and now that is a... Oh, no. Wait, I get to re-roll.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Bahamut or whatever smiles down upon you.
Bahamut had other things to deal with right now as
That was-
Peter rolls the same number again.
That was more of a mat of the gods.
You know, like it's Bahamut's a busy
Oh, did that
guy.
come out
No,
again?
Bahamut-
I had the...
Bahamut is scrupulously fair, and he's like, no,
All right.
that was a
Now-
fair shot. You didn't do
now-
any better.
So I'm gonna use my my encounter power of the heroic effort, and that's now an 18.
That is not enough.
Oh!
Wait, are you sure, Mr. Tony?
I believe that it would normally be
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
impressive, but the hobgoblin is a phalanx leader who gets a bonus when he's next to his friends. But way to try and nitpick, Lawyer Dan.
I just wanted Peter to know why
Yeah.
heroism.
It was close.
What-
So, Peter, what you notice as you slam at him is that this hobgoblin seems to benefit from being in the company of his friends. And in fact, his friends seem to benefit from being next to him. So,
And I say
know.
to him, I challenge you as a representative of Bahamut. You are under my sanction, and then I'm done with my turn.
do you hand him like a business card when you do that?
I put a little
Please read this
sticker.
informative pamphlet.
I put a little sticker on his armor with a picture of Bahamut on it.
Peter had
I
some
think it's
blue
actually
cards.
engraved on his sword.
And while we're at it, do you know about chitin?
Don't get me started on chitin. I used to have to feed those scorpions until I, worked my way up.
Have you
The
heard the good
hobgoblin
news
ladder.
about Bahamut?
There's a book.
The news.
He
All right,
doesn't like
so,
you.
All right.
The skull cleaving goblins are they're going to take a turn.
I bet they would love to get in there and flank Peter Dragonforge.
They would. Are they going to take? Is Sluggy going to do something to them if they walk away from Sluggy? Does
They
Sluggy?
don't know that. They don't know that. They have no clue.
Maybe
They've never seen
maybe
it.
one of them should see if it can kill Sluggy and open things up for the
All right.
others.
So
Sluggy's so sweet. No one wants to kill Slug.
this guy over here at the top here will take a swing with his battle axe. Actually, you know what? This guy who's bloodied, because he is bloodied, he is in a rage. So he can do nothing but attack the nearest enemy, which is Sluggy. He swings his battle axe 17 versus AC,
Yeah, he hits him.
and that is actually slightly more damage because he is bloodied. It's 22 damage.
Oh, poor Sluggy.
Goodbye, Sluggy!
Oh.
So, with Sluggy out of play, this goblin here will zip around and try to flank Peter Dragonforge and swing a battle axe at him. 13 versus AC with his combat advantage.
Nope.
I suspect that is insufficient. This guy at the top will also swing a battle axe, since you are right there.
Nope.
7 versus AC. Rather pathetic.
Now, I suspect that other Goblin Skull Cleaver over on the corner there,
It's around the corner here.
he's probably really interested in what the inside of Melik looks like.
I would agree with that. He plans to find out using a battle axe.
I'm full of chocolate.
Versus AC.
Oh,
This is
But he
the
won't ever
junior-
find that out.
junior varsity team. Disappointing.
All right, for the record, that does not hit me.
Good to know.
The court notes that record. Rizwin, you're up. There's a goblin in Melik's face.
I'm gonna try and smash his face in, since it's worked so well. So Linnor's hammer. Plus 8.
That's a
There you go.
20.
You can actually hit something, right?
You hammer that goblin. Tell me about damage.
Yay! 2d6 plus 6, so
Nice.
17 damage?
17 damage.
Wow.
Pretty solid.
Turns out when you hit a guy with a hammer, it's pretty good.
that's
I
right.
like the fact that when you type with your new microphone, it sounds like a drum roll. That was really exciting.
Yeah. All right.
So
Rizwin.
is he bloodied or anything?
He is not bloodied.
Wow.
He had been previously unhit.
Okay.
That's a
Can I spend an
one-shot
action
bloody.
point and try to hit him again with Solinnor's hammer?
If you have an action point, absolutely.
Heck yeah!
Oh!
That's
Roll
the
20
Rizwin we know and
roll 20
love.
takes away the
I don't
traditional
think my-
miss on the action point.
I don't
Did
think
you
my
factor in
deity
the
likes
plus 1
me.
perception bonus.
I forgot that. That must have been it. Okay. I'm done.
You could possibly shift forward one.
I can shift forward. I
Then
will
somebody
shift
can
forward.
sneak in there and make a melee attack on him.
Mm-hmm.
I have shifted forward one.
Someone named
Alright.
Clesson.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we'll see.
Rizwin, you all set? Flessa, you're up.
All right. Yeah, I think I will. I'm running low on daggers to throw, so I feel like I need to get a little closer. And I'm going to try a dazing strike
Ooh.
on this guy. I don't do that very often. See how that goes. 18 versus AC.
18 versus AC. I believe we'll hit a goblin who's all by himself.
The damage is kind of lousy, but still, that's a 6 damage, and he is now dazed until the end of my next turn.
All right.
And I like the fact that he's dazed, so I'm going to use my action point.
Oh.
And I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to Sly Flourish at him.
So you stab him, confuse him, and then they're like, oh, I'll stab him again for more damage.
Which hand is the dagger in? Which hand is the dagger in? Which hand is... Oh, it's in your face.
I'm actually just juggling 2 daggers back and forth, so he can, or maybe 3.
That is
Who
why
knows?
he is confused.
I have 3 left. All right, so
Oh.
that is a 28 to hit
Yep.
and 22 damage.
What?
That will happen. Okay. He's bloodied. He's pretty bloodied.
Okay.
He's had better days. You stab him in the face.
Yeah, that is, and well, let's just see. He's probably not going to be up long enough for that to matter.
Hey guys, there's a whole room full of bad guys up here, and I'm the only one out here.
Trying to kill me.
I'm sure lots of...
I will
That
just
problem will
keep
take care of itself.
Don't sweat it, Peter. You have the favor of Bahamut. That'll help.
Peter, Melik is being attacked, okay?
Danger. Plus, anything else?
No, I think that is good for me.
Excellent. Alestrin.
Beautiful. All right. Do I at last not have to subtract a penalty for hitting this guy at the top
That
of the
guy right at the
stairs
top of the
here?
stairs, you got a clear shot at him.
Beautiful.
And you
I
have
will
combat advantage. He's dazed.
love it. I will make him my quarry. I quarry thee. And then I'll shoot 2 arrows at him.
All right.
That's what I do. First one is a 23 versus AC.
Yep.
That's probably not good for him.
And that will do 14 damage.
Second arrow goes wide as it shoots over his dead body.
All right then. Let's see. Yeah.
That'll teach him.
I've got left is a move. What is this this scribbly pile of stuff over here? It looks like Charlie Brown got embarrassed over in the corner of the room here.
That would be a traditional goblin bedding.
Oh, really? They
Even
sleep
though
on a
there are
pile of
cots.
scribbly lines.
Well, you know,
That's
it's
neat.
Sometimes that's all you can afford, Steve. Don't mock.
it's about 80% furs and 20% goblin filth.
Goblin filth sounds comfortable.
Don't worry, they
2%
don't
trace
sleep in their
elements.
own filth. They trade piles.
It does
All
smell repulsive.
Let's see. I'm
That's
a
why we
little
left our boots
nervous
on.
about doing this, but I'm going to go ahead and stride into the room.
As
and
you
into
do.
the corner. Were you rolling something?
You're not barefoot when you're walking through that goblin filth, are you?
No, I got some sort of boot type item on, I'm sure.
All right. Very good. Very good.
And fey feet, as we've
All right.
established, fey feet are proof against pretty much anything.
I don't know. You're very into nature. A lot of the people I know who are very into nature are not big shoe wearers. So
Yes, yeah. All right, so I'm going to hang out there for the remainder of the round.
All right, Kay.
Kay was asking about Jason's cat. All right, Kay is gonna come into the room since hanging back here is very passe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll hang out.
So you now have a nice uninterrupted view on all of the remaining goblins in the room.
Woohoo! I really like that because I'm gonna kill some goblins now. In theory. Let's see. I'm gonna grasping tide a druid. I'm going to grasping tide as a druid. Let's
check. Nice. I recommend that.
Yes. The guy in the red, is he also a goblin or just kind of like a fancy
Hobgoblin?
Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin.
Yeah,
All right.
he's hobbing it. He's a hob.
A goblin named Hob.
So I'm gonna drop my burst in this square to hit those 3.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna hit our bloodied friend first. That's versus fortitude. 20. That's a crit.
That will always hit.
23.
Also great.
And 18.
I think even the 8
So those should be max.
Yep, I think that will hit.
Yeah. Lovely.
What kind of damage we looking
All
at?
right, so 11 max on the first guy, and the rest of them will take 10 damage. And then if they leave that area of effect, if they leave this 9 squares right here, I get to make a secondary attack to knock them prone.
All right.
So what, with a crit, only the first one gets max damage?
Yes.
Yeah, but the others get 10, so it's all good.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, good.
Goblin grunts. There's one poor goblin grunt left. He's seen all his friends die.
Peter Dragonforge, be prepared to be short-bowed. Or
Clank.
Or not.
I think he was prepared.
14 versus AC. All right, moving on. Melik.
So that was that guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to move over to here, entering the room like a fool.
Ooh.
You clamber over.
Entering the room once most of the guys are dead.
Welcome
you
to the
clamber over
room,
some
Melik.
Goblin cots.
Welcome to the room.
Guard your orb.
Did you notice how many people I've killed? Well, here's one more.
I was
bet
too
it's
busy
still on this
getting
guy.
killed.
Oh, that
All
poor
right.
guy is just looking around and it's like, I've managed to survive this long. I've all my.
Can you remind us what magic missile is?
It is a force of pure magic composed out of the ether that I hold up my orb and it shoots out, and also it doesn't miss and does, I think, 5 damage.
Yeah. Never forget.
That's what a magic missile is.
Yeah. Just remember, as a
Good to know.
master of the arcane arts, it's like 60% stagecraft. So you gotta sell
Hey,
it.
Olestrin, maybe you should try shooting some of those magic missiles.
Nah.
And I would like to use an action point
Ooh.
and hypnotize this guy.
Ooh,
The hobgoblin leader.
Yes.
That's really gonna hurt their org chart.
This will involve a piercing gaze and a whispered word.
Oh, it's really creepy when you do that.
Man.
Oh, I don't like this.
Susurration.
Sounds.
Plastics.
The word was susurration. Anyway, +7 versus will.
Enjoy applying the noise gate to that, Jake.
Is his will better than 10?
His will is better than 10.
Then never mind.
You just give him a really weird
That
look.
trick never works.
Watch her
Anything
here
else,
next.
Melik?
Nope.
All right. Sandrina.
If I use a healing surge, what does that count as?
So you can't just use a healing surge usually, but you could take your second wind, which would let you use a healing surge, and that is a standard action.
Okay, so instead I'll use my. I'm going to move. I'm going to levitate as a move and move 1 on the wall, 2, 3, 4 to the
Okay,
left.
so you kind of float into the room.
I'm like going. I'm up 4 blocks
Yep.
up, and then I'm scuttling against the wall pathetically.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use Spirit of Healing. And this does a. Yeah, it is Wisdom versus Fortitude. So it's +6 versus Fortitude, and I can hit close burst 5. So that's 1, 2, 3. I think I can hit this guy.
To clarify, Sandrina, this is your daily, is it not?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think you may have used this in a
You're
previous
right.
encounter
Yesterday.
today.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Not last
It was
week.
today in our imaginary world, but last
Under Mountain
week.
Time.
Fair. Then I will use Spirit Healing on myself as a. I'll use actually. I'm gonna use my healing spirit because I can use that twice per encounter
Excellent.
on me as a healing surge, and then I can also. Oh, I don't have someone next to my spirit companion. I can't use it for anyone else. I'm sorry. Slimy. I can't do 2 minor actions unless I use.
You so far have only moved, right? You haven't used a standard. You can trade a standard down to a minor, so you could use your standard to call your spirit companion, and then use your minor to heal if you so choose.
Perfect. I will do that. Okay, I'm sending Slimy back. I'm going to heal. Then, if I do, can I change the order of my actions?
Yeah.
Sure.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to send in Slimy first. Then I'm going to do Healing Spirit to give myself a surge. I can heal Peter. Who looks most damaged? Peter or... Oh, it's just Peter. So I'm going to send also 1d6 towards Peter.
So Peter gets 1d6 of healing. Sandrina gets her own surge. Peter gets a hit point.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Every hit point counts.
I'm so sorry.
That could be the one that keeps me alive later.
I like how you added the +0 there, just as punctuation.
Yeah. Made it look less pathetic after I'm a 1.
I really thought you were going to beat the odds on that one, Peter.
Well, that's a critical hit. I rolled the 0 on the D0.
Oh my god, you've broken my brain. How do you even roll a D0?
You do it mentally.
Okay, that's it for me. I'm good.
All right. The Hobgoblin boss.
All right. He does not like that Peter Dragonforge is there. He is flanking. He is going to try and wallop you with a mace. 17 versus AC, I don't think is enough to get Peter Dragonforge.
Nope.
Moving on, it's Peter Dragonforge's turn. Let's see how he'll return the favor.
All right, I'm going to shift back
Out of flanking.
out of flanking, and then attack the guy to my left, to the west, with my exciting virtuous strike.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 19 versus AC.
You wallop him.
10 damage.
Ooh, 10 damage on the Goblin Skull Cleaver, who was just trying to do his job.
And
He's
he's
bloodied.
marked by me.
And divinely sanctioned.
Actually, no, I'm not going to mark him. I'm going to issue a divine sanction for the Hobgoblin. He can come and
Well, I
get
believe
me.
you had already marked. You're continuing to mark him.
I'm going
how
to
that works?
continue to mark him. I'd like him to come get me and step out of that area, that square.
Come get
if he,
some.
and see what
All
happens then.
This is my boomstick.
Thank you. All right, so the Goblin Skull Cleavers. Let's start with the bloodied ones, who are pretty close to their target. So one of them, this guy up here in the top, will take a swing at Sluggy since he's the closest. 13 versus AC.
15 with flanking.
Yes.
15 with flanking. 15 versus AC.
Oh, yeah, it's 15, yeah.
And 14, I believe, even though he would technically roll more, was enough.
Yeah.
Poor slime. Poor slime. Oh.
Bye,
He's
Sluggy.
not done as well this time as his last.
You have a big
Alright.
punching bag this
These
time.
guys are tougher.
hit a lot harder. Yeah, they
Yeah.
hit a lot harder.
So this guy is gonna zip around and try to get behind Peter over there.
So he vaults across the room, comes up
Hey,
behind
did you
Peter.
just leave that special area?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he did.
What happens to him?
I think Kay gets
Kay?
to
This is
knock him
Kay
down.
gets to attack to knock him
Yeah,
prone, right?
I get to roll him again.
All right.
Let me see. I
When he
make
leaves
this-
the area. Where was he when he left the area?
The area was what, a burst 1?
Yep, it was. It started up
he's
here.
probably right about here-ish.
Here.
He was
Yeah.
zipping around, right? So
So I'm guessing I made that attack because it's 20 versus reflex.
Indeed.
So I knocked the target prone.
All right, so he sort of runs to jump
So he
out,
basically
trips on his way out, falls down. He hurts
Fell
his
off the
back.
table.
That's right.
This goblin next to Peter is disgusted at his friend's failure. And in a bloodied rage, swings his battle axe at Peter. 21 versus AC. Is that a hit or no?
Oh, any bonuses, anyone? Anyone with a bonus that I could use for something?
+1 in perception.
Okay,
You luck
that's
out to
a
take slightly less damage from my more damage roll.
that's
So
a hit and
13 damage.
at 13 damage.
13 damage because I re-rolled it with the 2d10.
All right, I am
Anyone
bloodied.
lower.
Rudy.
Peter, you're tasting your own blood and you don't like it.
I don't like it.
No one makes you bleed your own blood.
No. I also believe I have no healing surges left, so
Danger.
yeah.
All right, the goblins are done. Rizwin.
It's probably not too late if you guys want to surrender. You've already seen the cage accommodations you'd likely spend the rest of your lives in, so keep your options open.
I don't want to be
Am I-
stuck in there with that goblin that's been peeing himself for the last 20 minutes.
He's almost figured out that lock. This close.
So am I still sanctioned or whatever by the hobgoblin?
I think it is long since worn off, or at least recently worn off, because he has not focused on you recently. So you're pretty much free to
Okay.
attack whoever you want.
I'm gonna try to smash this guy with Cylinder's hammer.
And you have some flanking on him.
I do.
Still my flank spot.
Sorry.
And you're
So
Yeah,
what
that
do you,
wasn't wise.
how much do I get for flanking too?
+2.
How about 17?
Is that with the flanking?
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Will it? Okay, cool. 2d6 plus 6.
Suspense is killing me.
Yeah, this is very dramatic.
14.
You well up that
It is-
guy.
He's
the back of the
head.
handed, so he looks pretty shaken.
Okay. That's that. Actually, hold on one second. I am going to. Nope, that's all I'm gonna do.
Alrighty then. We move on to Flessa.
Fless is very cross because she can't get at that guy's kidneys anymore.
Sorry.
She was gonna make steak and kidney pie for dinner. Now it's just steak pie.
Yeah, you could
Some
just
other
you could all, he's
giblets of some kind you can reach.
yeah he's. I'd like to point out that goblin has a lot of organs. So don't limit your.
Heard
There's-
that about my goblin.
There's
Don't
lungs.
feel the need to elaborate.
He may or may not have an appendix, pancreas,
I will just go here,
Table of
small
contents.
and large intestine. It's a smorgasbord.
and I will just fly flourish at him.
All right.
Normal one. That is a 13.
Will not hit a goblin.
Yeah, he is busy keeping most of his insides in, but he manages to stagger out of the way.
I think maybe I'll use my heroic effort and see if perhaps a 17 versus AC will hit him.
You summon hidden depths within yourself to more accurately drive your dagger into his kidneys, and in fact, manage to succeed.
Hooray! Okay, so then 9 damage.
9 damage. He falls to the ground dead.
Yes!
Kidneys are really hard to do without.
Mm-hmm.
2 quick punctures from Flessa, and he's just, bleeding out all over the place.
Stabby
Very
stab.
sad. Very sad. Anything else, Flessa?
I declare my turn complete.
Mr. Quiverbottom.
Yes!
No, please. My father is Mr. Quiverbottom.
Yes.
Does that mean you keep your arrows in your bottom?
Oh,
No.
No.
When he sees the bottom of his quiver,
painful.
it's clear.
All right.
Means I'm all out of arrows, dude. That's all.
Whoa.
You are filthy.
I was just making a natural assumption.
All right. I'm going to step forward a couple of squares here, such that no one is closer to me, or closer than me, to this guy here, thus giving me a prime shot on him.
Ah.
And I am going to launch a twin strike. Can you believe it?
No, not at all. Wow.
Hey, what's he doing?
No, it's all good. He has a little dance. He's excited.
I'm going to shoot one arrow at the armored goblin dude and one at the hobgoblin over.
All right. Tell me about the armored goblin.
But before I do that, this guy's already my quarry here. Yes.
I was waiting for you to sing a song, but that's Kachka, not a Western.
Yeah.
No
Next-
songs from
next-
the rain.
Next campaign. Dave.
He hums a bit. That's it. All right, 1d20 plus 8 plus 1. This is on the armored dude. That is a 16.
I believe a 16 will hit, especially with your prime shot.
Wonderful. That will do 1d10 plus 2 plus 1d6 for 9 damage.
9 damage. He's dead.
Beautiful.
Dead. He dead.
All right, and now for my second shot on
For his
the
next trick.
hobby gobbly.
Wibbly wobbly hobbly gobbly.
And that is a 10 versus AC. Which will...
No.
All right. Well, I've shot my wad.
Could the dead guy get a red X on him, please?
He got moved away completely.
God, there is no dead guy.
What's a dead guy got to do to get a red X up in here?
They're basically the only target left who is not an unconscious czar is, I believe, that there's an armored goblin and the hobgoblin.
Oh, my connection to the server has been interrupted. Exciting.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Now I'm scared.
Come back to us, Monty.
Don't go towards the light, okay?
Oh, there we go. Ooh, that was exciting. That's the only
as long as
at the same time.
As long as I still have a minor, I'll go ahead and make the hobgoblin my quarry for the next turn.
All right, duly noted. Kay, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna do one more grasping tide on the hobgoblin, and it also hits that other guy, so it starts right there. 17 versus fortitude,
That will hit a hobgoblin.
and 20 versus fortitude.
That will hit a regular goblin.
Lovely. 10 damage. And if they leave the area of attack, I get to make a...
I believe they're both bloodied.
Nice.
That's my turn.
All right. There are no goblin grunts left. Very sad. Czar is unconscious. Very sad. Malik.
Aw.
I actually am not so sad about either of those things.
It's relative.
I would like to affix the hobgoblin with a piercing gaze and whisper a word to him.
This works every time. This works every time.
Man,
Indemnification.
Seattle Wizards will pierce anything.
It's about ethics and journalism.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Good one.
How does he feel about a 17 versus will?
That goblin is pierced by your gaze.
Excellent. I would like him to take a free action to make a melee basic attack against the jerk next to him.
Oh, he really put his heart into that one.
Whatever you say, Malik. Whatever you say.
So he wallops on his friend for 11 damage.
Awesome.
Why, boss? Why?
That's all.
All right, Sandrina.
Doesn't he get an attack bonus for being next to one of his guys?
Yeah, he actually gets a +4 power bonus to the attack roll, but
Well, he really hits him.
The roll or the damage?
The attack roll, not damage.
Yeah, he had no
that's
trouble
too
hitting him, especially because his buddy was prone on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm calling poor Slimy Bear Slimy. Oh, my poor little Slimy. Okay,
He's back.
poor Slimy. He's poor little Slimy. I'm gonna have to stitch him back together. Like it's gonna be.
Son of Slimy.
It's And he is going to do a stalker's strike with his poor little eyeball strikes. We're going to have to practice this a little more next time for him. Oh, and it is versus fortitude. Wait, there we go.
That will hit a Goblin's Fortitude. Yeah.
Oh, God bless. Okay, I don't even know how to do this. This has been so rare. Okay, wait. I got it. 14 damage. Woo!
All right. Oops. Okay. What's happening? Everything's confused.
Wait.
Everyone's
You made
confused.
him dance.
Oh, my God.
They're dancing.
It really is square dancing.
Wait a minute, did you just castle them? I think you did.
Goblin is dead.
Woo! Go Slimy! He does his little happy dance.
All I was trying to do was turn the slug around. It all went that way. It all went downhill from there. All right, the slug is killed. Kills a goblin. Anything else?
Killed dead.
I'm going to have Slimy move to here. That's it.
All right.
That's fine.
The hobgoblin's turn. He is alone and lonely.
He has been divine sanctioned by Peter Dragonforge. He will kill Peter
Okay.
Dragonforge or die trying.
I believe he's just moved out of the affected area of his attack.
I believe
has
he just
not?
moved out of Kay's zone.
Oh, trippy, trip.
He stepped boldly off of the kitchen table that he was on, Kay, and I believe you get to do an attack against him.
Oh, 9. Probably didn't work.
9!
All right. He lands square on his feet, and he
Number
winds
9.
up his mace
Number 9.
Square feet.
Number 9.
and swings into the air above
Swing!
Peter Dragonforge's head.
Number 9.
Maybe on his
All right.
feet, but he's off balance.
Peter Dragonforge, it's your turn.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna give it right back to that guy. With my
We don't know your name, so you're not worth keeping alive.
I see his name. It's
No.
Pooja.
You should have said that earlier.
That's 16 versus AC.
Poojaman.
All right, 16 versus AC does not connect with the Hobgoblin. Even though he's all alone, he's still a pretty tough guy. Anything else, Peter?
I'm going to shift back here,
All right,
and I'm done.
let's keep moving. Rizwin.
Yes, I'm here. I will. I'm going to smash.
Oh,
the
he's
hobgoblin.
Sorry, he's divine sanctioned again too, so I'm continuing my sanction upon him.
All right, Rizwin, you hop up on the table and smash him with a hammer, hopefully.
Am I flanking him?
No.
Sluggy cannot flank.
What's the plug?
Sluggy cannot flank.
What?
How
This is
about an
great.
18?
You
Is
do not
18
need
him?
the flanking.
That is his AC, so he is hit.
Woohoo.
Bang, bang, wrist wing, silver hammer.
12 damage?
Do-do-do-do-do.
You knock his head off of his shoulder,
Yeah!
Success!
and a calm falls over the room that you have covered with goblin blood.
Now there's
So-
2 rooms dripping with blood from the walls. Good job.
Somewhere in a kennel, a goblin cries.
I surreptitiously kick Zar in the head. And standing
right.
right there.
All right.
I
Why don't we
will,
grab the weapons away from Czar quickly before he comes to?
Yeah.
Excellent choice.
If he
Tony,
has any daggers,
Tell 'em what they
already
want.
got 'em.
All right. It turns out that these guys had a variety of items among them that you might, be interested in.
Ooh, items! I love items.
Items are
Alright.
exciting.
The Hobgoblin boss, his name was Hujat. You never really got to exchange names with him. He has an amulet of health, and he has 188 gold pieces in various denominations. And then he seems to have recently returned from some kind of a scouting mission because he's got in a bag on his belt 327 gold pieces, and they're all just filthy. So, but but they're still you can still spend them. So that's a bunch of money. Czar has on him a pretty nice looking longsword. In fact, it is
Kill himself.
a battle crazed longsword, and he has a golden necklace that looks like it might have some street value.
Pretty.
Any of these guys got any orbs?
They do not.
Yes.
You did not notice any of the goblins carrying an orb.
A couple of them.
So there's that.
I'll pick up the daggers that I threw.
That is great.
How does that
Pull 'em out of
longsword look? Is
corpses.
that better than the one that I've got?
It looks One better.
Oh, one better.
And it has
I would like.
it has a special property too.
I would like to take that longsword then.
Okay.
What's he rocking in the armor department?
He's actually got. It looks like it didn't really get to help him out that much. But Czar, under his white linen suit, is rocking
Seersucker, Tony. Seersucker.
some chainmail that looks like it's better than your average chainmail. It looks like it might be healer's chainmail.
Anyone in the market?
Really, I like chainmail.
Do you like chainmail? Are you a healer? Because this could be for you.
I am a healer. I could wear chainmail.
Okay. You also notice this is kind of a weird set of chainmail, but Czar was a weird guy. It has like a vest pocket, and in there's a ring that has some monetary value, and presumably, emotional significance to Czar.
So is he naked now?
He's wearing his under. He's wearing his underclothes in the form of a linen suit.
He has like long johns underneath the armor.
Yeah, exactly.
They're red.
I love the idea of stripping him of his chainmail and finding a Colonel Sanders outfit on underneath.
What a word.
Is this a door up on the north wall?
There is a door up on the north wall.
All right.
It looks like it's it looks like it's kind of locked and even almost kind of barricaded. There's like a thing with a board across it.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to recommend we tie up this dude.
Yeah, we should tie him up and put him in a sack.
And interrogate him.
I agree.
Well, I
We
figured
need to figure out what happened to Rutherford Umbras. We've come all of this way. We must.
I know. We must
Didn't he
know.
already tell us he forgot about him?
Oh, crap.
He said
It's
that.
in fact interrogate or just have a discussion, I should say.
It's possible that he might be in a situation where he'll be inclined to give you slightly more information.
We could
I think so.
jog his memory.
I'm also going to tell you that you get, for doing this stuff, some experience points.
Yay.
We're now 1/17th of the way to level 3. Yay!
Actually, you're doing better than that, believe it or not, you cynical bastard.
Everybody but Steve.
Are you talking to Jason?
Oh, Tony gets punchy at this time of night.
Yep.
So it turns out beating Czar and all his forces was worth like 1,100, split 7 ways, and clearing the kennels was worth like 350, split 7 ways.
Sweet.
So you guys,
What do we get for reducing that one goblin to tears?
that is worth its weight. A memory that'll last forever.
We will take points away from you for that.
Oh.
Do I get any extra experience for all the perception bonuses I was handing out throughout this
That
encounter?
was factored in.
Yes. Just want to make sure I
Alright.
get what's coming to me.
I will keep track of all your gold. You're probably not going to spend it right here in this room because there's not a shop per se.
Right.
But you'll have that available to you in case you need to. But perhaps you, I don't know. Do you want to question Czar?
Yes, we do.
Because you pretty much rifled through all of his pockets at this point.
Did we check in
let's-
all the goblin filth for any valuable
you know what?
items?
You're gonna turn up some. It turns out they have a variety of loose change between them, and that'll be accounted for.
Is there any
Let's wake
pails
him
of
up.
like water or something in the room?
Yeah, but it's not good water. It's pretty gross.
That's
Well, let's
fine.
dump
I mean,
it on
it's what
Czar,
you
then.
throw in his face.
It is colloquially called goblin water.
I will put it in his face to wake
It's like
him up.
coconut water.
Are you waterboarding him?
Oh, toilet.
No.
So
Just dumping it over his head to wake him up.
You splash that pail of water into Star's face, and he splutters. I say, someone hand me a towel.
Sorry, none
What
of
are you
your goblin
doing?
lackeys are here anymore, Czar.
So you've defeated my goblin army.
If you want to
wasn't
call
much
that
of an
an army, sure.
That was only one flank of my army. The rest were
Sure.
tribal
I like
spread
flanking.
throughout.
You mean the ones we already cleared out? Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't kill all of them. There were many of them.
Yes,
don't
we
know.
killed many of them.
A couple, to open a sandwich shop actually.
I do like sandwiches.
We left a few alive as warnings to any others.
To the rest.
I trained all of my army to be savvy in the ways of business.
You're really not very in a good position to sort of talk about this stuff. We're the ones asking the questions here.
I was not
Listen.
asking any questions. I was just commenting.
That's fine. That's fine. Shut up.
About
Okay.
Rutherford Ermbrusk.
Yes, that's the question I wanted to ask.
Didn't we always talk about Rutherford Imbrus? I think I told you that he was crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna need more information than that.
I don't know how much more I can tell you.
How crazy was he?
He told me his dead father was speaking to him and leading us on our path.
So
what happened?
did you depart ways with him?
We did because he was crazy. I tell you, he was going to the tombs.
Where's those?
Oh, they're around here somewhere. The tombs of Undermountain. They are a creepy place. Even I draw the line at that one.
Where's the line
Hey,
that's in there beyond?
very far from here. That is why I stayed around here. That place is full of vampires.
Ooh.
That is where my line is. Vampires. I do not cross that line, even if that line is made of garlic.
Would you say they're likely to be level 3 character capable vampires?
You are a strange man. I do not understand a word you are saying.
We have suddenly become the Order of the Stick.
I expect that from full-blooded elves.
For your attempts at setting up a shameless sequel, I am going to shoot you. No, I'm just
shooting.
I'm going to send an arrow over his shoulder.
Sorry, but I say that is unnecessary. I am telling you everything I know. What else do you want to know? Fine, you got me. You got the best of Tsar. That's fine.
Do you have anything else of value around here that we should know about?
It looks like you already took my armor and everything off me.
Yes.
I cannot imagine that my goblins had much of any value.
What's behind the barred door?
That's a guard room of sorts.
What's
Nothing much
inside
in
of
it.
it?
What? And it's where guards stand and shoot arrows at people who try to come into my hideout.
Then why is it barred if it's just your guards in there?
It's a little weird. There's moss that glows. It's very strange.
Huh? I like things that glow. Can we look in that room, please?
Help yourself. I appear to be tied up.
I wasn't asking you. I turned to Melek. I want
I
to see
think
things
we
that glow.
sent Zar in first.
Tsar mutters something about being the emperor of a goblin realm not being all it's cracked up to be.
I start inching toward the door.
I don't think
Okay.
anyone's going to stop you, Flessa.
Keep
All
inching.
right.
Fussa,
Go
hey,
ahead and foot or even yard if you want to.
Just wait till we're all ready to go. Wait, what? What? No!
Okay.
Don't
All
do
right.
the door
I'll
thing.
follow you.
I'll stop here, and I'll frown.
You know what? Melek
How
will
do
make something in the room glow. Melek, can you glow the table or something so she'll stick around? She loves it when you make stuff glow, man.
So
One glows a
you guys are
little.
all concerned with the glowingness. Can I just huddle off?
No.
Now we're probably going to put you on a sack and take you to the surface.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen.
That sounds most undignified. Most undignified.
Did we bring a sack of human size?
Well, no,
Let's
but
see.
we can probably make one out of these disgusting cots.
Yeah, I think the blankets are baggable.
Did
Yeah,
someone
you-
bring a sewing kit?
The thing is, Czar,
we
when
don't
we
need
came,
to use
Downright
that.
undignified.
the thing is, Czar, when we came down here, you had just ambushed a whole bunch of adventurers and killed them and dragged their bodies off. So we're not really inclined to do you any favors.
I suppose that's reasonable, but I have many redeeming qualities. I united kobolds and goblins and taught them a common language.
Blah blah blah. This guy's really boring.
Can we
I
like
agree.
put this block in his mouth or something and just take him to the surface and like take a nap already? 'Cause it's
Yeah,
been
I
a
tear a
long
piece.
day, man.
I suggest, because I'm a lawful good paladin, I don't want to do anything bad. I suggest someone else tear a piece of dirty clothing off of one of the beds, dirty linens, and stuff it in the guy's mouth.
I am already
Before you
moving
stuff
before
something into
Peter
his
even
mouth,
says anything.
he says to you, good luck then dealing with Diane, then. Fine, have a good time.
Dealing with who?
Diane.
All right, I take the rag out of his mouth.
Perhaps you have some whiskey to drown I wash my mouth out with.
Nope.
Keep talking.
I just said good luck dealing with Diane. He's a nasty piece of work.
Who is
Tell
that?
us more.
He's a dude named Diane. I think he'd have to be fairly tough.
There's a song about that.
It's not just my accent.
Pretty sure it's just your accent. Okay,
Who's
so
Dan?
who is this person?
He's the guy who controls all the tombs. You know,
Is
the
he
place.
Is he a vampire?
I thought that was Hallister Blackcloak.
No, Hallister is the one who controls the entire Undermountain. This is just a section of the Undermountain. I wouldn't go down to Hallister's area if you paid me in solid gold.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't going to.
Then I'm not going.
Fair enough.
You wouldn't go
one
anyway.
to go to the tombs of Undermountain and deal with Diane's undead, nasty little critters. But that's the last place I saw Rutherford and the remainder of his companion.
Okay. Well,
When was
that's good
that?
to know.
So I was months at this point. It was a
Frankly,
long time.
I'm not sure there's any money in retrieving this guy and taking him back to the surface, is there?
There was money in killing him, if I remember correctly.
I know there's money in going back to the surface because I laid a bet.
That's true.
And we could all use a drink and a nap, I think.
Some
Yeah,
beanbag
I
time,
agree.
yeah.
All right, well,
You all
return to
agree.
the Yawning Portal is a good option. Are you taking Czar with you?
We'll take
Yeah,
it. We'll,
sure.
we'll consider whether to release him or.
You could always hand him over to the City Watch, and I'm sure they can find.
I'm not sure.
crime
they
charge with.
care. I mean, what
I
did
think
he
that's a
do?
good idea. Well, we know
Absolve
from
yourself,
various
Paul.
eyewitnesses that he sent the goblins and kobolds to ambush those adventurers who were mostly killed at the bottom of the Yawning
The
Portal.
Rico-
Rumors
the
around
Re-
town, man.
Yeah, the RICO Act in Waterdeep is very harsh.
I'm sure Mephit would testify against him.
He's out with
Yes,
the
our
trees, too.
next adventure, the court case of Czar.
And so our
Our
adventurers,
class lawyer.
return to the Yawning Portal,
Do we
triumphant.
not get to look at the glowing moss?
You don't get to look at the glowing moss.
No.
Some
Until you
things
come back
must
next time.
remain for next time.
Yeah, some doors must be left unopened in our hearts and in Undermountain.
Some doors are best left unopened.
Yes. And you
Fair
return
enough.
to the Yawning Portal, and many a good drink is had. Probably Melik goes up and claims his bet from Old Stanek. Melik, do you remember the terms of the bet?
I think I bet 10 gold pieces at something like 5 to 1.
You bet 5 gold pieces at 10 to 1.
Same
That was very similar.
So Melik, I believe Melik therefore makes 50 gold pieces and is not dead. So that's like 2 wins.
Sweet.
Yep.
It turns out that your friends Smurgle and Mephit have kind of been taken in as interns at the Yawning Portal and are really trying to push their new sandwich offering on the menu. Turns out not a lot of people are interested in kobold or bugbear sandwich, but it's a growth enterprise.
Come on, the rat samosa is delicious.
Kobold
they-
cuisine is great when you get used to it, I assume.
Yep.
I have no intention of doing so.
The blind dwarven cartographer is up there. He's doing okay for a blind cartographer, and I would say that probably you guys deserve
He's
a quest
doing
award.
horribly.
Probably you deserve a quest award for going down into the Undermountain, finding some information about the current status of Rutherford, Ermbrusk, and defeating Czar and his goblin kobold army. So it looks like you're about 200 XP short of the next level. How about we say you get 200 XP?
How about it?
Welcome to level 3.
Boy, howdy.
This is the best day of my life.
I'm so happy to be a level 3 druid.
And many of you picked up some fancy items recently. I'll also tell you, you guys, there was a decent amount of gold to be taken from that last room. So the party in total has 1290 gold. Alestrin specifically said that there was one gem he was not sharing, so I had to make a separate column in my spreadsheet to indicate that he has 50 gold separate.
You will pay for that in some other way.
I'll spread the gold around. I was just holding on to the gem.
So
It was the principle of the thing, man.
1290 would buy a lot of items. If you divide it up evenly, it's only about 184 each. But you might be strategic about getting some items for people who didn't happen to pick up some items, and perhaps someday you'll journey back into the halls of Undermountain, seeking more information about Rutherford Ermbrusk, and possibly dealing with an evil vampire lord that kind of sounds like Dan.
For another short 17-hour campaign.
Blah.
Hey guys. I think my dad bought some graham crackers and chocolate and marshmallows. What do you say we go back to the basement and have s'mores?
Phil. Doesn't that require scorpions?
Oh, Lester says that's how you make s'mores.
Alec would like to take a shower somewhere.
And I think with that.
And also the Dragonforge house. The Dragonforge house also has multiple showers. So we all go back to the Dragonforge house. Everybody hoses down, and then down in the basement with the beanbags.
Beanbag.
And we go down the beanbags. We have some s'mores, and thus ends Dragonforge and Associates adventure number 1.
Yay!
S'mores for everyone.
Congratulations. None of you died, amazingly. Not for lack of trying.
I don't know how that happened.
The podcast continues to not be true again.
Thank you,
I
DMs,
think
for your hard work on this adventure. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
What?
And I assume that some of us will be back to play with the cruel DM of Scott McNulty in the next cycle of our Dark Sun adventures at a future time. Carlos shall run again.
Different dungeon time, different dungeon channel.
Yes. But that's it for now. Thanks to everybody out there for listening to the Adventures of Dragonforge and Associates. Thanks to these wonderful players for playing along with us. And that's it for
You're welcome, Jason. You're welcome.
edition. Thanks especially to Mr. Quiverbottom.
For giving us +1 to perception.
I could be here.
Because with this, none of this would have happened without +1 to perception.
That's right.
It would have. You just
Extremely important.
You just wouldn't have known it happened.
The true meaning of friendship is truly +1 to perception.
It is.
Words of wisdom.
And that's a one to grow on from Total Party Kill.